one, Mark. This is Casey Wu, take one, Mark.
I was told that I can just be my authentic self, Chris.
What is this?
There's so much to do and so much fun to be had when you play Halo that I feel like I never run out of things to do.
I love intricate stories that take place across lots of different worlds, have lots of meaningful characters.
What made Halo successful at the beginning? What is the legacy of Halo, and what's the soul that we want to bring forward, and what's the craft of making Halo games, and how do we set our studio at best to deliver on that?
We knew we had to make a change in order to take us into the future.
When I first heard about Halo moving on Unreal Engine, my first thought was, this is going to be a really hard secret to keep.
I think fans are going to be excited about the future of Halo because of the possibilities that are afforded us by using Unreal.
Before, we really had to split our focus in thinking about building an engine, supporting it, being really kind of a tech company and a studio at the same time. Since we've made
They're releasing a new engine. Is that what's happening here?
UE, we can bring Halo forward in ways that people have never seen before while still being true to what Halo is.
The Foundry project was an effort to show ourselves how far we can push things using Unreal 5.
New studio art director, Chris, came to me and said, hey, I have this crazy idea.
He said, hey, there's this thing called Project Foundry that I want to do. Let's make it happen.
Foundry specifically is based around the same concept of the Foundry in Halo lore. It's the place where Halo rings are born.
Ooh. Oh, that looks nice.
It's not a game, it's a research project for our studio so we can prepare ourselves for the next steps of making Halo games.
Ooh. That looks crisp. Okay. So they're going down Unreal Engine 5 then. The Flood?
The original Halo franchise was a graphic showcase. It was best in class. That's what Halo was when it first was released, and that's what Halo needs to be again.
Just chop his leg off like? A New Dawn.
So once Project Foundry had been approved, we took the entire creative team and we ideated on 3 locations, something old, something new, and something really alien.
We had the Pacific Northwest, which is sort of a traditional Halo biome.
We were trying to shove as much foliage in there as humanly possible to make it really feel like you're on a hike in the Cascades.
The Cold Lands, which was the second biome that we took on, it was more of a technical showcase where we could play with shaders, we could play with deformable landscapes and terrains. Unreal affords us more opportunity than we've ever had in the past.
You know, on the surface, it might just look all like snow, but how many layers of things combine to really give that winter look?
And then our third biome was the Blightlands, which is any land that's been completely taken over by the flood.
I wanted to give our team the opportunity to really express an alien world, a really alien world, taking something way further than they may have actually done in previous Halo games.
What's impressed me about watching the Halo team work in Unreal is how beautiful everything looks, how incredible the environments look. I don't think we've seen anything quite like it in Unreal Engine before.
Fortunately, we have a studio that's really passionate about Halo, about the look and the feel, and I think there's a lot of hunger to really collaborate, to move forward together.
Foundry was an initiative that touched on every part of the creative process, everything from concept art, VFX, characters, vehicles, and weapons to make the future games of Halo.
Creating an asset, taking this design, now we can really dig into material foundations. What is it actually made of? How is it physically accurate to the world? Now we get to take all the wonderful legacy assets that we have, bring them to life, and bring them to today's standards.
We are really excited to be not just working on multiple projects, but also expanding our studio.
As a lifelong Halo player, I think the game's only going to get better when we get those new, unique perspectives and people bring in their expertise and passion for the Halo franchise.
We are looking for new talent as the projects that we're working on kind of get further and further into their development cycles.
And it is great to be part of a team that's growing because you can kind of see that force multiplied as people come in and take on challenges and you can do more.
Imagine a place where you have the commitment that this is what we want to do, Halo games, and create those experiences. And you can express your talent, your creativity, and your professional ambitions in that place.
We're looking for designers, we're looking for artists, we're looking for engineers.
It feels like a new beginning for the studio in a lot of ways, and I think that's pretty rare.
And I think we arrived now at a point where you see the beginnings of people to start to believe in the process.
There's so much momentum that we
Okay,
have
I'm
right
really
now.
curious
It
where this is
focuses
going and
clarity
what
on not just
this is gonna
what we're
cost.
building, but why we're building and kind of this next phase of Halo.
The worlds that we're building, the stories that we're going after.
The potential at Halo right now is huge.
Halo Infinite was the last remnants of how we made Halo games in the past. That was our recipe. And what we are doing right now, we're changing that recipe.
Oh. Halo Studios.
Sufficient body chills have been in effect for sure. I'm sure in the whole of this room going crazy during that. Folks at home, it was
just a
electric
touch.
in here, rightfully so. Pierre, that final screen, Halo Studios. Is this a rebrand?
I would rather talk about chapters. So I'm very much aware that I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. We had the first chapter, which was Bungie, the second chapter, which is Free for Free, and I think what you see is the beginning of our chapter, which is the Halo Studios chapter.
So they're now branching on their own then?
I think it is just an immense honor for me to be able to carry that torch and continue being representative for this amazing, amazing franchise.
Pierre, there have been few studios who have produced this legendary title. How do you see this change adding to that legacy?
I think what we've started with specifically Halo Infinite was a path of trying to be more frequent where our players are expecting us to be, and more importantly, where we expect them to play in the future. So that means that's a perfect moment to transition onto Unreal, and the rebranding of the studio is a perfect moment for us to start that chapter, and I think everyone is very, very excited about it, and I think what we just showed gives you an insight of where our heads are.
Let's get back to what we just saw because there's so much to unpack here. Brian, first and foremost, Unreal? Oh my goodness. Okay, so many questions. The implications, how does this work? What does it do for Halo now?
Well, I mean, on one hand, a lot of you,
Kinda crazy.
it's not our first time doing a little dance with Unreal. We actually have a little bit Unreal that kind of crept into MCC back in the day. I've been around Halo for a long time. I think from my perspective, what's most exciting is really unleashing the team to just be creatives, crafting experiences, and not having to be a tech company anymore, frankly.
Wow. Okay, some big words that. And talking about creatives and empowering creatives, what does that do for you, Chris, and your team?
Yeah, well, obviously Unreal is an incredible tool in its own right, but for us, it's way more than that. It's about how we're working and about how we're projecting the future of making Halo games.
Chris, Project Foundry, something that we just saw in this video moments ago. What is it? Why?
Well, it's a test bed that we put together so our own creatives could see what they could do when they were kind of unhindered by using a proprietary game engine and see what they could do in Unreal 5.
And what was expected coming out of Foundry, Brian? You know, was this something that you guys wanted to work on further? You know, how did you envision it?
Well, I mean, it was initially an internal-only facing project, right? But of course, I mean, I got to give the community what they want. People are hungry; they're a little thirsty out there. They want to see what the studio's been cooking. So, super excited to share a little bit of a look behind the curtain at what the team's been doing.
Now, this looks like the most exciting time in the studio, Pierre. You know, what's the mood like right now in the camp?
Hopefully, I can transmit somewhat of the excitement.
Yeah, it's been months since we've had any actual viable information on the game.
Over the last 2 years.
That's kind of
I had a conversation the other day with one of my former bosses, and he described the situation as Pierre and the studio is pouring the foundation. That's exactly what we're doing, and now the next step is building on that foundation. It's an amazing, exciting time, but the studio is growing, and the team needs to grow because there are some things which I think I'm not going to talk about. I think I'll let you talk about.
Yeah, team is growing, guys. What does that mean?
Well, we have multiple projects in development, as we've been saying, right? So we as we heard on the video, we're looking for a little bit of everything. We got job openings right now. We got more to come, but this is kind of us letting the industry know. We changed the recipe, as Pierre said. We're looking for people that are passionate about Halo to join us in this next chapter.
That's right. We have multiple titles in development. There's a huge amount of momentum, and we are very excited.
I think everyone else is too, Chris. They are unbelievably excited. When might we hear more about these projects?
Well, I'll just give the old classic line, they're ready when they're ready. You know, we want to let the team have some time to kind of keep cooking. I do just want to kind of remind folks, though, still lots of cool things on the horizon for Halo Infinite. Our next operation, Halloween, is just a few days away. That's going to be a fun Halloween-themed. That'll be really kind of featuring the return of Survive the Undead. We got an infection update coming. And then later on in November, we have the winter update that'll have a couple new surprises, including third-person firefight. We're excited to bring a new way to play to Halo Infinite.
Love that so much. Now, as we bring this chapter to a close and start a new one, Chris, how excited is the team to continue what they've been building behind the scenes here?
Oh, incredibly. Project Foundry was never actually meant to be public-facing, but like Brian said, we really wanted to give the community a bit of a glance of what we're doing behind the curtains. But it's been a really, really busy time. We're super eager to be growing the studio, and I just want to take a moment actually to thank the team back at Halo for really committing to this work. It's huge for us. Yeah.
It certainly is indeed. Pierre, finally, is there anything that you would like to say to the community before we don't see you for another 3 years?
I like the 3 years idea, simply because this is not my world, this is their world. No, but I really wanted to point out what an amazing event, how everyone showed up and supports Halo still. This is, for me, every single year, humbling for me to see that. I'm amazingly grateful for that. The key really is we hear there's going to be an HCS next year, so again, something to look forward to. But I think the key, which I really wanted to land, was thank you to the fans. Thank you for the people who give us the opportunity to express ourselves. Thank you to the studio. And I'm looking forward to have a great future with everyone here. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Lastly, gents, are you ready for this grand finals of another Halo World Championship?
Heck yeah.
All right, we'll have to get it started. Pierre, Chris, Brian, thank you so very much for that incredibly exciting update. Folks, I hope you are thoroughly entertained. I certainly am indeed. So much to look forward to. The future is awfully bright here for Halo. We're going to head to a quick break right now, but when we come back, you know what it is. It's grand finals time,
it's
baby,
another break.
and we're getting that stage ready to go. Green, gold, Optic versus Space Station coming your way.
Rivalry continues. Literally tuned in just again. Missed.
And is that what you're going to do for the rest of the
I missed like the whole game of this SSG and tuned in right as Optic lost.
We're gonna have to wait and see.
I dropped to the losers bracket.
On the desk.
And then I caught them right as they finished the final 2 games against FaZe.
It was so much better. I know I enjoyed it. I hope you
Fucking
at home enjoyed
brilliant,
it.
to say the least.
She's going to be here all weekend. Golden Boy, once again, we'll be in the back all weekend. That's my highlight.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, Clutch.
To show off why Big Team Battle is a kick-ass game mode that everyone should be playing all the freaking time, firstly. Secondly, I wanted to show people that you can frag out on keyboard and mouse with no problem whatsoever. Sorry, Summit, that's for you, baby. That's for you. All right? It's okay, Shroud. We'll get there eventually for you, puppy.
It just shows sometimes you got to be careful with the trash talk. It looks good if you pick up the kill, but then you get embarrassed a few minutes later.
I mean, the years and years of rivalries between these players, it still echoes as Elamite goes up. He tries to get some shots, but Snipedown adds a couple extra as he falls.
It's the first anti-gravity shots to the body we've ever seen.
Awesome. Well, Ty, always a pleasure. Love you, man. Take it easy, guys. Give it up for Ninja. One and only. Sky right here. No. Don't do the dance. No. It's too damn late, Tyler. Oh, jeez, Lord. I can't. He has way too much energy. Guys, it has been an incredibly long day here.
Oh, it's 2017, that's why.
You guys had a good time?
He only became famous. I'm pretty sure.
Team Renegade, a Cloud9
I gotta say, look at the boys just crowded around. Look at that.
The squad is rolling deep. That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning into day one here. It's been absolutely amazing. And I honestly can promise you that it has been pretty wild, but tomorrow...
Look at C. It's being taken over. Team Wuxi
oh, it's that man.
are taking over. Golden Boy's getting loud, but the most important thing is that he defends B with his
Golden Boy.
Golden
on the castle. Oh my god. And it's left hammer. Oh, imagine he got that.
He's taken down that player right into Roy's hands. Roy misses the headshot there, top middle. Flamesword's trying to push in and finish it off. Tusk is in a hard place, and again, Roy, what a finish coming in from him. 17-9 now, in favor. Oh my! Oh! He's off the map, but he doesn't care. Roy is back.
Oh my word!
Oh, that's going back. Flamesword in on the team.
Back in. Maybe had to plug the controller back in. They're up by 9.
That is coming.
The 2024 Halo World Championship is presented by AMD.
There is a trophy on that stage right now here in Seattle, Washington, waiting for hands eagerly to pick it up and celebrate.
Boy, oh boy, is it going to be good.
Pyros, you name it, going off with a banner of one of our two teams left, plastered all over this arena. Who will it be? Your grand finals is where we find out. Space Station versus Optic Gaming. Two very different tales so far this weekend. On one side of things, Space Station Gaming have been flawless so far. They have really been flawless all season long. And Optic, arguably our most consistent team that we've also had this year, but they're looking for that gold medal. Silver will not cut it.
I will just turn down a minute.
Tony,
The only thing that I found with Optic over the last few months is that they've been really slacking, like when it comes to the grand final times. They can kind of power through the main series, and then it gets to grand finals, and they just struggle them. Then you like watch Lucid's video or Formal or whoever does their video, and they always say there's like they just crumbled. That's not me just bashing them, that is an actual fact. They say there was like team coordination issues or something. The SSG this season have been fucking phenomenal. So I'm really worried about this match to see how this plays out. And yeah, they want to crush that second place curse that they've been struggling with, do you know what I mean? You know what, let's get one going. We're gonna put up the poll in chat, guys, right? Optic or SSG to win the grand finals. We're gonna put that on for 10 minutes. Let's start that poll. Let's see who wins this. I'm going Optic all the way, boys. See who wins this. Oh, here we go. It's starting. Let's see who's gonna take it. What we've been building up to, boys. Setting this up a little bit for you. Here you go. You guys are gonna hear all the commentary and my own. Hope my prediction doesn't curse us. Don't need to carry on with the optics I can play.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an historic season it has
Here we go,
been.
babe.
But now it's time to conclude it and ink our final chapter and crown a champion. Now with our two teams on the stage, one has been soaring to the top, the other has been laying the foundation brick by brick. But Seattle, I know you're ready to get this grand final started. So you ready to get it going? Get ready, because here comes the three-time champions.
Oh. Optic, apparently. My bad. SSG. Who the fuck are the three-time champions then? I swear that was SSG. What are they on about the overall champions? I thought it was this year. SSG. Then. Nothing's interest, man.
Seattle, get loud!
Absolutely sick.
Station Gaming! We got Eco! Stellar!
Match sucks to me. I like both teams. Both, I watch both teams. Kinda sucks to me to have to watch that. Like your two favorite teams going against each other.
Now it's time to bring out their opponents. Get ready, Greenwall.
I think I'm gonna favor Optic. That's like I've grown up with. That's kind of raw. Now I've been watching Formal since he was in COD. Now I'm watching him back over here. So he started in Halo, came back after being in COD for many, many years.
Seattle, show some love to Optic Gaming. We got Trippy, Formal, Lucid, Dead Zone, and Lunchbox. Greenwall, stack those chairs and
Okay,
make
they look
some noise
composed, ready to
for
start.
Optic Gaming. Now we have both of our squads here on the stage. But Seattle, I'm gonna ask you just one time so we can get this started. Help me set it ablaze. Are you ready to get this grand final started? I like that. OSAP, Rob, let's lock it
See what the
down.
map rotations are then.
Well, here we are then, everybody. everybody. This is what it's all about. All roads have led to this moment right here in Seattle, our grand final of the 2024 season. The Halo World Championships certainly has not disappointed, and these are the two teams we expected to see in this final.
We really did. This is your #1 and your #2 overall all year long. It's only fitting that we have these two teams duking it out. Of course, it's a rematch from Salt Lake City, but most importantly, it is your 2024 Halo World Championship Grand Final, and of course, it's
Live fires, like 3, Argo, hard one to Grout's gonna win there. Double recharge, that's good. Gun Slayer, Cough, Sawtooth, Slayer Reach.
We go to a bracket reset. We play a second.
An interesting series.
Where the winner will take it all.
Slayer Street's gonna be.
A long road as we
That is gonna go 50 either way.
Before, but this one might be their toughest yet. Going up against a team that, remember, reset the bracket on them only about 4 weeks ago in Salt Lake City at the final major of the year. That will be a very, very fresh and recent memory for them. And on the side of the stage here with SSG, they're also going to remember that they made quick work of Optic Gaming across 2 best-of-7s. Now SSG only needs
That's what I was expecting, them to start slamming Nick down for this. But they've been playing good on previous games today and all weekend. Let's see if they can continue this in the grand finals, or will they become the second place curse once again?
On the other side of the stage, though, it is the team who has been the bridesmaid, never the bride so far this season. The second place curse has haunted them all year long. Have not missed a grand final. However, have not managed to get over that line.
Yeah, they've just been landing second place each time.
In front of a packed house, Optic Gaming will be able to get over that line for the first time and call themselves world champions.
Not forget, with the caliber of players on that team, they have not been happy with the second places they've received. Yes, they've been top 2 all year long, but make no mistake, these are professional players who want nothing less than first place. It has been a frustrating year for Optic Gaming. There's been a lot to be proud of, but they have yet to hoist a trophy in many, many months now, well over a year's time. Let's take a look here at the map records.
Damn.
Between these two in your first best-of-7, starting things off with live fire strongholds.
Not surprised to see not a lot between the two teams as well when you look.
Not much difference, they're about pretty split, to be honest. The only one that's a big difference is King of the Hill Sawtooth.
Optic just in the lead.
Realistically speaking.
Between the two teams, Optic a little bit of an advantage in the next one, but then Space Station towards the back end of this series.
Right.
Yo, Distal, welcome to the stream, man. Just got your in time. They're about to start soon.
Needs to do this early, and they need to not get to those later games. Just take a look at the record. The charts start to get pretty one-sided, without a doubt. A 5-1 record for Solitude, King of the Hill for Space Station. Recharge Slayer goes all the way to 10-2. And Optic Gaming will want to avoid that at all costs.
I mean, you look at the map records in general across.
Out of curiosity, Distal, do you actually play Halo or just watch it occasionally, or are you just here because I'm such an amazing streamer for you, you know? I don't think you've missed a stream of mine recently.
But Optic have got to maybe take a little bit of solace in what
I'm playing Monster Hunter.
Did last time.
Which one? Which Monster Hunter specifically? There's a few, is there not?
Win from this position.
Played it once. It all depends where you started with it, though. There's a few different ones.
They should feel pretty comfortable on that main stage right now.
Absolutely, and let's not forget, you saw the records in Strongholds Live Fire. They do favor Space Station, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. If Optic Gaming takes that game,
You played Infinite.
Street Slayer and CTF
Infinite wasn't the best one to start with, personally, but it's the most recent one and it's the one I quite enjoy. Obviously, it's the most recent one, so most people would have played.
You look at the player stories themselves, there's a lot of players.
Oh, you want about Monster Hunter's Infinite? Is that a game? Or it might be in a Muppet here. Monster Hunter isn't something I'm very knowledgeable about. That's more of Atkins' thing.
Before the season got underway, he didn't have an event with.
He's not here today.
In the grand finals. And now Legend finds himself with an opportunity to become a Halo World Champion.
If you're in the Monster Hunter world, Distal, I know Atkins, before the new Monster Hunter comes out, he's doing live streams of all the old ones. Hey, you're in for Optic too, good to see that. But yeah, I know he's doing like all these streams of Monster Hunter World. Monster Hunter World, Monster Hunter Planet, whatever the fuck the game's called. He's doing all of them, seeing how many complete before the game comes out. Might be an idea to keep an eye on his page.
It will all be for naught, and you can tell by the look on his face, the demeanor. He's normally a cheery, smiley kid. Right now, he's locked in. He knows what's at stake.
He's locked in for this shit.
Him as well. Sent him a message when he picks up the MVP trophy. Little DM said, "Congratulations, man. Amazing tournament, amazing season."
Now, just as you're joining, just to keep you updated, there's still Optic are doing a loser bracket run, so they have to win 2 lots of best of 7s in a row to actually win the championship. I don't know how well you keep up with it.
To see their team get over the line, to pick up that first trophy of the season. And I think when you're looking at players specifically on those teams who can motivate, drive their teams towards that trophy, your head immediately goes towards form.
It really
Optic are really on the back foot here, so it's going to be a big play for them to win. Break that second place curse.
On your screen here in Seattle to see their team hoist the first trophy of the season and have it be another Halo World Championship for Optic Gaming.
Become the space station side, so many players just with highlight moments throughout the years. Stella being one of them.
Get this, and then
The question is now, as we head towards our grand final,
starting with live fire.
has been a long one.
I'm not going to be commentating too much over this, just kind of reacting to the plays. I'm very excited for it.
Or will it be lined with the stars as Space Station and Optic Gaming get ready to go here in Seattle? It's the Halo World Championship Grand Final, and it's Strongholds on live fire to kick us off.
It was always going to be these two teams. We knew it all year long, and it only became clearer and clearer, and we are underway in your 2024 Grand Final at the Halo World Championship. It's Optic Gaming versus Space Station.
The man who has earned a POV more than anyone so far this season, you have to say, in Stella. Won't get his hands on the sniper rifle to start, but one player who will, though, is going to be bound immediately.
Back kills Formal.
As well by taking down Formal, switches.
Nice to Lucid. Straight trade out.
Lucid, who's flying in from the back of C here, and it is going to be a flip on C by the looks of things here for Optic.
Vision.
Camo is coming up. Dead Zone is very attentive to
Get
the
it?
situation and moves towards it early on here.
There to get the back end protection of it.
As well as the camo and sniping control of Optic, this is a
Good
fantastic
information
start
there.
for them.
Really is a clean grab.
You've got this, you've got this.
Yes. To stay
Yes!
alive here, but even decides to challenge, and even with 2 dead, that makes it now 2v2 on the map. Nice
Ooh,
control.
Stella's going to be a tough one
board
for
early
Gun.
on for Optic Gaming.
Still find it crazy that Dead Zone used to play on SSG, so he knows a lot of their playstyles. He would have had to play with them and against them.
Before they try and think about collapsing in on
The
maybe
practice
where those
runs.
are coming in for Space Station. But now though, it's going to be SSG who are looking for kills, looking to wrap back through towards A, as they will control A and B for now and go into a slender lead here.
Have to also mention early on in the venue this morning, it was one player warming up and one player alone. It was Lucid.
That was close.
Getting ready for the day's
Sorry, hiccup that.
Space Station now into an early lead here with the AB hold.
Imagine die back there.
For the side of Space Station, so A is going to be flipped and C will also be flipped by one of the remaining members of Space Station. Recognizing that spawn, Lucy's going to try and beat them in the foot race towards B.
A, get that B hold. That's the one that you want to hold the whole game. Ah, shit. Oh, hang on, they might have it. They might have it. Ah, no, he set it.
However, Dead Zone's kill makes it 3 dead for Space Station for the moment. The last player was trading.
Nice. A triple kill off fucking Dead Zone. Let's go.
They will start scoring once again.
Holding this for dear life.
Big finishes coming
Against
in.
boundable fucking
Picks up
people.
that triple kill. What a tournament he has had.
That
SLC was a tough one for him. We know that he was sick. We know that he was struggling. And
It's how they're fully
managed to
alive.
be a part of Optic Gaming making
That's
it
kind of
to
mad.
the grand final. But now it's fit
Got
now.
out without even worrying there.
He's shown us here in Seattle exactly
Legend just couldn't
what
do
he
anything
can
about
do.
it.
3 dead for SSG, and
Oh,
it's
for a
looking like
triple?
potentially
Oh,
our
nope.
first triple cap opportunity.
Hey,
Get legend,
as
get
well.
legend.
How does Dead Zone play this QT
Ooh.
in the back pocket? Don't forget about it. Doesn't even need it. Maybe trades in the end. They will look for that reset. Most importantly, it will be a trip cap for Optic Gaming early on, and still 2 dead for SSG. Bound knows he needs a big play here, big opportunity for him to push things back in their favor.
You're wondering why Optic are looking so dominant at the start of this, by the way. Look at the statistics. Dead Zone is the difference maker. He is 10 and 2 at the moment for Optic Gaming. On the other side,
Optic's taking the
main
lead.
man on the Space Station roster, who usually is the kill leader, Stella, is yet to register a kill, and this might be the longest he's ever gone without a kill.
Can you imagine? Just the setup right here. Dead Zone is on 11 kills.
Kill difference. Look at Dead Zone. 11 kills to 2 deaths.
I would
Fuck.
not have believed you. And speaking of,
That's
it's a
kinda crazy,
fantastic
though.
Run for Optic Gaming. They retake the lead by a huge margin now, 85 to 46.
Dead Zone's going to flip A as well, so they will continue to score here as Legend finds himself a sniper rifle. Will have to put it to use. 3v3 on the map, and Trippy picks up a double himself to clear a bit of space. Pressure coming in on Legend from bottom middle as well. Dead Zone's going to be that player. Dead Zone finds another. Legend is now left on his own, and Dead Zone finds 2.
That was close.
That was essentially a staggered 4 dead situation for SSG, and Optic will continue to score. The triple cap was momentarily in, and now they're flooding, trying to split these spawns.
Stagger spawns indeed. Lucid
Taking
somehow
it
picks up a
again.
kill despite getting, I think, team naded in the end. Finally, he's
Just
taken down.
flipping the
But as you say,
spawns.
it was a stagger 2
SSG's taking C, Optic A.
They will flip A as a result. Triple cap back
On bounce so low, you can literally one tap him. Nah, he's gotten himself back, and now you're in a 2v1. That's unfortunate.
As they will flood in towards A and should be able to flip it. Formal's trying to, he's best to defend C at the moment, but you can see that he's got a lot of attention on him. As Legend is trying to hunt down multiple players. Sniper rifle in his hands. Trade does come in.
Leave it to Formal to still trade in that scenario. Not easy to do when you have pressure like that on back tower. He still makes sure to trade in the end. Trippy trying to hold down Nest. It was 3 dead momentarily for the side of SSG. It's an important push here. Legend's going to be your last player on dummies. Keep an eye on this push.
Legend just come off a spawn here, so Lucid knows he can buy time. He knows he can wait for help because he's on somewhat of an island at the moment, but Legend is making him work so hard for this kill.
Gets out alive though.
And Space Station will continue to score here. 81 points on the board for them. They are starting to chomp
Good for him.
at that early advantage that Optic worked for.
Ooh,
nice kill as well.
that was a nice kill.
Optic 2 dead. Staggered spawns if they get these 2 kills at back C as well.
And they get Trippy as well. Not going to get Lucid as well, is he? Oh, Lucid jump back.
Across with the G slide, and still Legend managed to make sure that his bandit reticle did not leave his body. Stella will find another one as well. And all of a sudden, Stella finds himself on 4 kills. After a slow start, it's Space Station now, who will continue to score and have the AC hold.
Now it's 3 dead again. Notice that Lucid stayed alive in back tower. He was a staggered death, and he's going to get taken down here again. It's unfortunate series of events for Optic Gaming. It's been continued staggered spawns. Also a lead change now off of the triple cap. Space Station now firmly back in control of not only the game, but also the scoreboard as well.
Now in the hands of Bound as well, so he can have a little bit of fun. Dead Zone has no idea where he is. Formal, most importantly, will pick up that kill for Optic, and now Bound has to change his decision, having seen multiple members of Optic Gaming flooding in towards that stronghold. Now, AB has been flipped by Optic, so they will continue to score. And it's up to Bound to try and find some kills, to find a little bit of space.
See what Bound can do here. Camo dissipates.
Oh, what a sneak behind. I thought for a moment might have heard him come out of camo there. It dropped the second he got behind him.
Lucid taken down as well. Bound working alongside his teammate to clean him out from bottom middle.
SSG have taken over the top.
Situation for Optic, which turns.
Got good control of
Like we
B.
can see on our screens, to the B stronghold being flipped, and Space Station continuing to score here. They will go into a lead now, 150 points on the board, but this isn't a game that's getting out of hand either way at the moment. Lucid will be taken down by Bound. That's a killing spree for him. Uses the key QT just to soak up a few bullets as he flies through. But most importantly here for SSG, stays alive.
Formal takes him as well. Holy sh.
3 dead there for both sides actually.
Gonna be able to get Bound though. No Bound jumps off. He just gets a clean C pull, which allows him to have spawn control over A and B. They can watch it, the A spawners, and push B.
Last guy A, guys. Last guy A. He has a repulsor going bottom mid, it looks like. He's going rat,
Hey, we should just leave B. We should just leave B open.
Cuts, on OB.
On mid as well.
On OB, solid.
Nice,
Nice shot. Looking at you.
So 2 bolts inside.
Yeah.
Stay down, watch your big door. Big door,
One guy A plat, Bound. He's key door. I'm backing up B. I'm getting up.
Cuts.
Yeah, just watching. Sandbag, one guy.
Eco, weak. Trying to go top mid.
Big door in A plat, guys. Big door in A plat.
Big door. Big door right now, cellar. Watch out, big door. Absolute.
Watch out, they're gonna play
Big door bound, one shot. Big door top mid, anything.
Nice, we got 1.
2 there, top mid.
Green.
2. Wait, back B, 2 back B, really weak.
Back B, 2 weak. And a 2 1-shot.
Camo's at 15, guys.
Yeah, we should play A here. We can also go tower though.
Good top mid. Yo, in A, going window.
So you jump back into the game from the comms. I mean, it's essentially a tie game.
Let's trip his hat. Hat gives him power. Same as Formal walking on not having a hat. Doesn't happen.
No! And it's going to be Legend who wins it. Trippy just, I think he ran out of ammo in the commando clip and had to switch, and that gave Legend just a window to hit the headshot.
Eventually A will flip, but just as quickly as we say that, C flipping as well. So Space Station now back in control of BC hold. Formal with camo and a big opportunity for him to make a play here.
2 players stacked inside of B as well. So Formal can find targets. He can
Need
deal
to take
damage
out
to
Lucid
Lucid.
now.
Will play off of
Lucid
that.
wins
He
that
finds a
fight.
double kill himself. Eco's still alive on the nest, but no
Lucid's
shield.
not in that fight.
Not going to be able to contest this conversion coming in from Optic Gaming over at B. So it's not just B that's being flipped. Look at
Legend
what
out as
Trippy's
well at
doing.
this point.
He's damaged Legend top tower. He's going to have to drop down. They're flanking behind.
Oh wait,
They
Lucid
get
must
there
have
from SSG, and
killed
now,
Eco.
even though A is flipped, they
Yeah,
will
Eco's
continue
back
to
in spawn
score.
now. He must have got him and just
Dead
did
as
the
well.
choke.
Finally, all the players on SSG will be popping up, but it was really good timing on the rotation there. That means that Optic Gaming is only 14 points
Pushing
away.
that way,
here.
Formal.
Currently outslaying
B.
as well, 50 to 41 in the game so far.
Optic now laying the trap. You can see Formal just playing this, waiting for it to play off of.
Playing slow from information now.
Grenade's gonna certainly damage the shields, but
A bad idea at this point in the game.
So now they have the number advantage.
Nice.
Now Formal can step forward. Now he can strike. Cleaning up Legend will make this a very, very profitable few
That was
moments.
weird that Legend went for the melee there.
They will go into a lead and continue to hold B and C.
Into the lead, that was 3 dead as well, and they pick up another kill. Take a look, Trippy gets a late kill on Bound. They have kept SSG on the spawn cycle this entire time. Sniper popping up in just 5 seconds.
If Optic can grab this sniper rifle, then it might be their opportunity to close this game out. 4 more to killing spree.
Oh my god.
He stuck him.
Stick as well onto Stella, turning 1.
Holy shit!
3 dead again.
Not allowing SSG to get
Waiting for the Let's Go Optic chance here.
3 dead yet again. They will also
Expecting
get
it
the
anytime
sniper
soon.
rifle as well. What a big double kill from Formal to get that death stick as well. And now Lucid with the sniper rifle. They're already at 230 points on the board.
The play from SSG is to go towards B. Oh! Bound gets his
Wow.
ribs caved in with that shot.
Couldn't even tell you what happened there. You just kind of go no scope lucky.
They do manage to flip B.
I mean, it's skill obviously, but a lot of the time the snipers is luck.
To keep himself alive, to buy the time, but Optic look like they're trying to make the play onto A. They want to flip A and play the ends of the map.
Trippy starting to play it from the scoreboard side in the window. Looks like he does have the ability to push up here. Lucid knows he has to watch the nest push, both high and low pillar side. AC hold for Optic Gaming, and shots like that keep SSG in the death screen.
Bound gonna challenge this time, stays alive. Lucid trying to close his game out with a few more kills. It's 240 points on the board here for Optic. If they can hold for the next few moments, then they will go up by 1 in the series. It's going to be camo picked up. It's going to be points continue to be scoring. SSG are making desperate plays in and around those strongholds, but they've lost 2 members.
Keep an eye on A. A gets reset. A gets reset. Optic Gaming at 249.
2, make it 3 dead. And that will be the first game going to Optic Gaming. They close out those final moments. And I've got to say, there was an element of control in that game that just felt like Optic.
Optic won the first round, that's fucking good to know. We want to see is Optic winning these rounds early doors. When they start winning the early games, the easier it'll be for the late ones. And they have a bit of a buffer then if they start having a bit of a rough patch.
And outscore SSG 250.
It also knocks SSG's determination down a little bit. Just
Take game number 1 in a game that they trailed significantly and were underneath a punishing triple cap. They find a way to slow the bleeding right around the 180 mark as we take a look at some highlights from that fantastic game number 1. And as we said, absolutely outslay their opponents. How about Dead Zone? 21 kills, 10 deaths, 10 assists, leads the team and the game in both kills and assists. Unbelievable from him.
Phenomenal. Game 1 coming in from Dead Zone is the reason they picked him up. Was to win a Halo World Championship, and even though they've been close to winning titles, major titles this year, they still are waiting for the big one. A performance like that from Dead Zone, certainly gonna feel the belief that's here for Optic Gaming fans. On the other side though, I need to point out a few stats because this is something we don't talk about very often. Stella, 8 and 17 in that game, shut down by Optic Gaming. And I mean, Eco struggling as well, 9 and 17 for him. Quite simply, like you were saying, outslayed.
Truly outslayed and not the numbers you expect to see from these players. On the other side, though, like we said, Dead Zone running away with the game. Come on, he goes more than double positive. Formal making plays like this in the late game. If you're hitting double kills like that, you're going to close out games.
On to round 2.
Gaming starting with the way they intend to continue. It's a game 1 win, and they now take a 1-0 series lead. Most importantly, let's go back to the series layout, and what did we say? If Optic Gaming can take game number 1, where they were heavily unfavored due to game type records, they now set themselves up for a very, very strong path through this first best of 7, because we essentially have even records on Slayer Streets as well as CTF Argyle.
The Optic fans, with, like I mentioned, something to smile about here. Game 1 goes their way, but it is just the first step in that long path. But game 2, we're looking at the records. Wes was saying it on the desk. If Optic want to go to that best of 7, the second one, the bracket reset, and like you were saying, it has to be done early here. They have to use the momentum coming off of that elimination bracket final win to start this series off hot. One man who didn't, like I mentioned, Stella. A little bit cold in that first game, but expect him, like I said a little bit earlier when we saw SSG on our screens, at some point he will heat up.
The key to victory there for Optic Gaming was notice how they kept SSG on the spawn cycle. When they had 2 dead, they would get 3 dead, and inevitably in the feed, they would find their 4th and sometimes 5th kills. That was the key for them. They were dictating the pace of play. They were being the aggressors off of the advantages. They need to continue that here, not just in Game 2, but through the entire series, because if you take your foot off the gas, SSG will come in, and they will come hard, and they will end your tournament. They will steal away the Halo World Championship trophy. Can Optic Gaming do it again? If they do, it's a 2-0 series lead. However, SSG, they're going to look to tie up the series 1-1. We're underway in game number 2.
Starting off with Dead Zone, why wouldn't you? What a performance it was from him in the previous game. It looks like
What's he doing?
a bit of a false start. So
Oh, it's a false start.
Into this game
I was wondering what he was doing.
But it gives us an opportunity to continue just talking about what we've seen. And one thing that I want to talk about is, you know, SSG and Optic Gaming throughout the season, it's always been SSG who've kind of had the upper hand until SLC. That one series, the winners bracket final, where Optic got over the line, I think would have given them just a little bit of belief, even though they went on to, unfortunately, not make it to that trophy lifting moment. Of course, falling to SSG a couple of times in that grand final. Sometimes just believing you can beat a team once shows you that you can do it, and the man on your screen at the top of the KD leaderboards this tournament, Lucid, needs to lead the line for his squad.
Absolutely does. 1.25 at the Halo World Championship. Not easy to do when you have the best teams in the world here fighting for a $1 million prize pool. Quite a KD from him. Dead Zone, of course, also on this leaderboard. Worth noting, as we heard mentioned earlier, Legend, the only SSG player on this KD leaderboard all the way at the bottom here. Still a top 5 performance, but you could just tell off that game 1. Lucid and Dead Zone are bringing a different level to this tournament.
One of my questions coming into this event, when we were talking about our predictions, right? I said it was going to be, I felt it was going to be an Optic SSG final based on what we've seen this season. The reason that I was coming into this and saying I think it's going to be difficult for Optic is someone has to match what Legend and Bound, even Legend and Stellar are doing in these big moments. The fact that they can be 2 dead SSG, but if one of them has a snipe, it becomes 2v2 almost immediately.
Yeah.
Lucid has been that player for Optic who can make that kind of magic happen, but who else is going to stand up alongside him to produce those magic moments for Optic? Well, we've seen in that game number 1, and we've seen this tournament, the Dead Zone is stepping up to that mark when it matters. When they are in a what looks like a perilous position on the map, somehow he's eking out a double kill, somehow he's getting that first pick. And I think if there's consistency coming in from Trippy and Formal, that he could be the man who steps up alongside Lucid to match the firepower that is on the other side of that stage.
Absolutely, let's not forget, look at Dead Zone on your screen. He had 11 kills when Stellar had 0. I know that sounds insane. I feel
just getting the reset back going here.
That's where we were in game number 1. So I think we're going to look for 2 things, right? Can Dead Zone keep that up? And also, how does Stellar bounce back? Because, you know, like you said, it's not a question of if he heats up, it's a question of when he heats up. And Optic Gaming needs to be ready for that as well. Fantastic game management all around, though, from them on the Optic side in game number 1 to close that game out pretty comfortably in the end. Beating their opponents by over 50 points in a game 1 stronghold, where, as we said, they were not favored statistically. Setting us up here for a Street Slayer, game number 2.
One thing to just note from that first game as well, it felt like Optic were the ones controlling that sniper rifle for the majority of that game. Keeping it out of the hands of the big firepower players on SSG is a surefire key to success for anyone, let alone if Optic Gaming could put it to use themselves. And even though Optic were not favorites in that game number 1, if you're looking at records so far this year, they certainly will be happy knowing that they have an advantage here, even though it's just a slender one in game number 2.
As we said, games 2 and 3 will determine likely where this series goes. If Optic can take them, they'll set themselves up for a bracket reset. If SSG starts to pull away, it could be a pretty quick night for the Green Wall.
Game number 2 then, Slayer Streets. We've seen some fantastic Street Slayer games so far this tournament.
Yes.
Game 5s, Game 2s that have swung series back and forth as Dead Zone, still, quite understandably, has his POV to start this one off.
If you're just joining us, 21 and 10 for this man in game number 1, unheard of in a grand final, and he's doing it.
3 dead off the rip here for SSG. Bound last alive,
4.
It's another kill. It's a 4-0 start here for Optic Gaming. The opening strategy is perfect.
How about it? If you wondered what Optic Gaming you were going to get here, and if they were World Championship ready, if they were Grand Finals ready, let game 1 and the opening of game 2 be another reminder that this team is here to play and here to challenge for the trophy. They lead 4-0, Lucid with the camo.
First kill here for Stellar in the game, first kill for SSG in the game, but Lucid has the opportunity here to sneak behind enemy lines. If you can find a little angle, if you can find someone to back smack.
James Jones, thank you for the follow.
Become a double kill very,
Welcome
very
to the
quickly.
stream, my man.
Around, he can hear him. And as Dead Zone finds one, he'll find another, and 3 members of SSG hit the black screen once more, 7-2. This is almost an electric start from Optic Gaming.
You haven't missed much, my dude. It's just started. Well, we missed one game, the first bracket.
Like Street Slayer, a map that is so segmented, you can usually keep those deaths in check, but not when you're going up aggression like this. 9 to 5 now.
This is a pain in the ass to hold this angle. I love it, but it can be a pain when you get boxed in. That exact reason coming up these stairs. Oh, he stuck it? No, he didn't. I thought he did.
Another, and the lead is now just 2. Stalker rifle also in his hands.
Nice shots coming in from Eco here with the Stalker, and that's exactly what you want to see. Yeah, it was an early lead for Optic Gaming. It was 4-0, but right away, as you said, in the tug-of-war battle, unsurprisingly, Space Station, they answer back. They bring the game back to 10-7.
Camo coming up as well in just a few moments. That's why the attention has been
Love Halo, but it's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while since I've actually played with a proper team, but I play it quite often with myself and randoms.
Interesting to see that SSG timed that push just before the camo came up as well. Something we see a lot of teams doing now.
Look at Lucid. Oh, Eco was ready for Lucid on the laundry, but Lucid with the fadeaway. Help from Trippy on pink as well. However, Stellar's right in the mix.
And Trippy gets him. Do I stream it? I can stream it. I used to, but I don't anymore. I didn't know how great of content it was. I may go back to streaming it, to be honest.
You are the player without the camouflage, and you see someone with camo in front of you. Get that thing out of the game. Make it a non-factor as Optic Gaming now restore a skill advantage.
Not a frag.
Legend learns that he's got spikes in his hand, not the frag grenades like you say, but it doesn't matter.
Please do what rank you if you do comp as you said in team. Yeah, I used to play with my team in rank, but at the moment I'm sitting at just into plat 6. Pushing for Onyx, but me trying to get there, it's not going to happen.
Like you said, he shot every single player on Optic there, and in the end gets away with it. Game still within 2 here, 15-13.
You're a plat. Oh.
Lucid now
okay.
trying to survive. His shields are broken. Trippy should be able to keep him alive for a few seconds. And now Legend, moving forward, looking to take an individual fight himself. Optic laying that trap once more.
Too bad. That's where I kind of started the season.
They know.
Trying to create something.
I'm assuming by the fact you say it hasn't been a while. Like, how long we talking? That like the last 3 weeks or last year? Like with the last ranking that you got. I assumed it's been a while. It was your last ranking.
He's 5-3, but much more importantly, he has just been an absolute turret.
Yeah, your last ranking. I thought so.
More damage, more kills. Will only be
close game now.
Traded out almost immediately. 17-17 now as the camo becomes the point of focus once more for both teams.
Shroud down.
Should be a free pickup here for Rico. Oh, spooky time!
Ooh.
Optic Gaming jumps right into
just turned it over, I'm pretty sure.
They do lose the lead, however, for the first time in the entire game. SSG will now, off of the camo burn and the control that followed, take the lead 20-18.
Legend pushing forward, finding one. Optic a little bit trapped at the moment in and around the tower. Lucy takes to the skies for the air, gets the
oh, he was avoiding that pretty fucking well. I like I said so now. Nope. Trippy's gonna come out of nowhere and smack him in the side. And Eco takes him out.
Now we see a little bit of a gap starting to open.
Indeed, a nice kill coming in from Bound as well. Eco picks up a double kill. That brings Eco to 7-5. Legend is 9-4. And for the first time, SSG's up by 5 at 26-21. Let's get into a listen-in with Space Station Gaming.
It's silent now.
2, 3, 4 tower. Yeah, I have to live on. Two spikes, weak. One's weak. Yeah, Brayden is hiding. Get ready to fight. Yo, drop right. One's B. They can be flanking your sheep. One's B, NB. Pushing B out. He's in arcade, Legend. He's in arcade. Arcade. Push up arcade. I flank me. You're low.
Stalker should be up now.
Bottom mid, trying to go me from where? ATM one shot. ATM weak. He reposts in the sky. Push right. Yeah, they might. Nice. They're gonna be yeah, we're coming. Ice cream, Legend, 2 ice cream. Okay. Arcade weak. Yeah, on the wall. B pillars. B pillars one. Nice. PD, should be PD. I'm pushing PD out. Could be PD.
You're gonna spend on shooting. It's gonna spend cafe or top.
What could be PD? Oh shit, I'm getting out of here then. PD good. Go drop it. Break. Be real, Legend. Be stairs, Legend.
Be stairs. Let's go, Legend. Okay, but what's 7?
Look at me, man. I'm here,
Well, if you wondered how Legends feeling, certainly no.
Legend sounded like he was going nuts.
And it was off the back of him just saying, push right with me, do some damage, I will finish the rest, and then the Stalker kill, superb.
Should be an Optic camo grab, though, if I'm not mistaken, off screen. It is going to be Lucid there with the camo. He will get it. Dead Zone will also keep him alive. So just like that, we've seen 4 kill leads burned and exchanged now over the course of the past few minutes. Let's not forget, it was just SSG leading by 5 kills. And now for this camo grab and the following kills, maybe even more, it's a 1-kill game now tied up at 33.
Such a good play from Lucid as well. The most important thing for him was to not get traded out, because if he does, he doesn't go to one eco.
You take out Stellar as well.
To potentially
Oh, shit!
Double kill and a killing spree for Lucid.
This man is hot.
Oh,
he was the first one in the venue this morning, warming
he's feeling good about himself.
That shot hot, and now it's paying off. They're up 35 to 34, and despite trailing by 6 just minutes ago, they are back in the lead.
Stalker rifle goes over to SSG though. Stella has it, I believe. Up on that balcony, Lucid just got hit by those bullets, those projectiles that will give him that information. SSG looking to slide out.
Yeah, Lucid, sheesh.
Street here, but Lucid has his eyes trained on it. Trippy's already hiding Cafe, so should be
like they were what, 4 or 5 down on that listening, and now they're back to being in the lead by a point, 2 points even.
See if they get that kill as well. Now 37-36, 2 dead apiece.
2 dead apiece. Legends
still alive,
nice. But Trippy will take care of it, and the long-time duo of Trippy and Lucid get the job done on that P Street eventually. Now they're looking to chase down the damage of the remaining members of SSG. Formal will finish it before
you stay alive here.
Involved when we are seeing now a gap in the favor of Optic, as they are up by 3.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's rotating around, getting advantage points.
He knows that someone's going to come on caution and plants angle, somehow stays alive, comes all the way through Red Room, then goes driveway to come back and maintain the 3-kill lead. It's beautifully done, beautiful support coming in from Lucid.
Camo now again. Going to be something that could swing this game.
All on PD. They're slowing it down now, knowing the points are coming up.
Holding their breath. Shroud will go down. Bound is going to be in there to grab it again, but here comes the double push through the smoke.
Lucid fell to that. And got out. What?
He even saw the shards of the spike coming in. Lucid tried to shut it down, and now good damage coming in as well. How does Bound play this camo? They're down by 2. Big opportunity here. He picks up 1.
Formal going to chase him down.
Oh, fucking Bound gets that.
But there is Dead Zone to keep this game close. 2-kill advantage.
That was fucking lucky of him.
As we said, these 2 teams came in with the same exact record in this game type. We knew it was going to be close. And it has indeed been close down to the final stretch. Legend, by the way, is 17-9 in this game, but they still trail by 2.
He dropped 19 a little bit earlier today. He's going to have to do something similar to get SSG back into this game. Optic Gaming with control. Optic Gaming with that lead. But it is so slender that one mistake could cost them this game. Trippy gets the kill, though, with that Stalker rifle. Dead Zone will fly down to trade it out. 4 kills now, the advantage for Optic.
3 dead, 4 dead in the end. 47-42. Beautiful work. Look at Lucid taking the trash angle.
3 points needed for Optic to win this round. Come on. We'll be 2 up in the finals then.
Gives Optic Gaming now a 5-kill lead.
Come on.
And only 3 kills away from closing out game number 2.
And Optic have enough of a lead at this time as well to potentially have a little bit of room to make a mistake. They don't have to trade everything out. They can go.
But SSG are more than capable of getting these points as well.
It's just a case now of
closing out. Optic are slowing down, and they know it. They know it can happen.
Optic is saying
those legends are now.
We know how important Trippy has been historically to Optic Gaming Slayers. He's 14-8 in this game. Unreal numbers in a game that they lead by 5. He's +6. As you said, with the way that Optic Gaming is playing right here, you expect them to be able to trade, but all eyes on camo now. This might be a slow and delayed camo grab. Both teams know what's at stake.
Trippy looking for some angles with the Stalker as well.
And I see you talking to Distal, James.
Someone who can get some damage. Does get the damage. Does get out of dodge as well. A lot of information being gathered, and now with that information, with the push that came in, Lucid can move forward. 2 to go here for Optic Gaming, even though Stella found 1. Formal responded almost immediately.
Repulse as well. Keep an eye on that in the back pocket. That's going to be a get-out-of-jail-free card if he needs it. He can make a move.
The one from SSG is trapped. Legend goes down.
Nice. One more.
49 kills on the
got this. He's got camo. He's going to get it right here on Bound. Yes! Let's fucking go. We're 2 up.
We'll be up by 2.
We want to fucking see it. SSG's proper fucking motivating now.
Beautiful late game management across the board from Optic Gaming. Every piece of that puzzle, when they were at the 43-41 mark, the team shot to get 4 dead, to get to 47 kills on the board. In the end, also the camo grab.
The way that Lucid is able to pick apart kills a driveway, and the second he went front C, you knew he was going to repulse up to take the express route up to the balcony, catch Bound off guard, and it brings Optic Gaming to a 2-0 series lead.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights of that game, and when we get to these grand finals, when we get to these Slayers, you can feel every single decision and the weight that it carries. How one decision can completely change the complexion of how this game looks. The opening strategy for Optic
They have
Gaming
won 2 in a row now.
kills without being
Definitely
taken
going
down.
their way
They
so
get that
far.
lead, but then SSG, they bounce off the back of a big play
We
coming
know
in.
SSG is more than capable of as I keep saying, they're more than capable of bouncing back.
I think it's just the
But they are feeling demotivated there.
that allowed them to pick off 1 or 2 kills.
This was when that moment there was 27 to 31. They were 4 points down and they brought it back. Like a solid 6-point lead, I believe it was at the end.
It's a 1-kill game at the 40 mark. But my God, the team shot, the teamwork, and look at Lucid just picking apart the kills that he wanted in the end. Gonna get a third-person angle as well.
Perfect bounce up there.
Look, Bound has no idea that Lucid's gone balcony, and in the end, they close it out 50 to 44. Mark, you put it perfectly. The thing that really sticks out there is 2 very specific active camo neutralizations coming in from Optic Gaming. There was 2 pieces. First of all, Stellar on benches. He challenges Trippy and he
DTF Argyle, that one's going to be a bit of a pain.
2 players bottom middle straight at camo, and they ape. They forfeit a 1 for 2 in the end, and they're happy to do it. And even though it cost them in the kills category, they shut down another SSG camo. And it's amazing prioritization of the camo, of the map positions they needed to grab the power up or deny it. And they take game 2 as well, leading 2-0 in the series, heading into Argyle CTF.
Well, if you're following the story from the desk to right now, the conversation was all about how Optic needed to get the job done early. They needed to win the majority of these early games before we lean towards game types that favor SSG. This one is about as close as it gets. Look at the records of both of these teams on Argyle CTF so far this season. This is the entire season. Neither team has lost this game type.
That's kind of mad.
But one of those records will change in a few minutes' time.
I mean, perfectly fitting that this will be our game 3 in the series. And as you saw, just the tiniest edge for Optic Gaming in terms of total caps. Overall, averaging 3 caps rather than 2. Is that going to be the difference maker? We'll have to see. But Optic Gaming and the entire green wall, both fans in the building.
Again, it's looking balanced on that, the 4-4 there.
Will be very happy to know that they've done the job in the first 2. And now a big opportunity here in Argyle CTF to maybe go up 3-0.
As the players step away for a few seconds for a bathroom break, they'll come back and join our main stage. And what a moment this is in the series. I mean, you're looking at map records, you're looking at advantages, you're looking for anything to see if there's going to be a pattern you can expect to see here between these 2 teams as we head into map number 3. And the fact that we are in this map number 3 with Optic 2-0 up, knowing that Oddball's coming up next as well, which is their best game type in my opinion, and knowing that Formal in CTF has been playing like this,
I mean, come on, you feel confident. A 1.58 KD across all CTF games at the Halo World Championship. You get the feeling that Formal hasn't gotten the same spotlight he's gotten in prior years because of the repeated second place finishes this season. But when he's coming into a CTF game with a 1.58 KD, you expect him to be doing big things. By the way, got to give a shout out to everyone here in Seattle. It's been an unforgettable weekend. Of course, we are standing room only, as you'd expect each year at the Halo World Championship Grand Finals. Let's take a look at these 2.
This is CTF stats on the other side of the stage for Bound and Legend. Both of them over a 1.2 KD. Both of them with a huge amount of damage per minute. And it's Legend who does the majority of that lifting when it comes to running and capping those flags. I think the difference here for SSG is they need to get Stellar warm. They need to get that snipe in his hands and get him feeling comfortable to hit a few big shots. Stellar 12 and 13, which doesn't sound crazy in the previous game, but yet to go positive in the first 2 games. Optic have completely neutralized him. And if you could do that, you are going to have success.
Not the stat you expect to see if you're an SSG fan. Stellar going negative in both games 1 and 2. By the way, also Bound 7 and 16 in game 2. Eco also goes negative. Legend goes 17 and 11, but it was not enough. As Optic Gaming, as we said, executing fantastic discipline. And I mean, if you shut down 3 out of the 4 players on SSG in any game type. To make them go negative, that is a statement. And I think everyone's starting to realize that if you thought that this was going to be a predictable series, or maybe it was going to go the same way as we've seen them go before, think again. Optic Gaming off to a hell of a start here in your first grand final.
The man who has learned a lot of lessons this year, usually pretty good ones. He's going to have to maybe step into a little bit of a role here to get his team rolling again. Legend, who has been an integral part of the success of SSG, now finds himself in a situation where everything this season has been pretty rosy for him. Right. Now it's a different situation where maybe he can spark SSG back into this series. Game number 3 is upon us. Argyle capture the flag. And an opportunity like this does not come along very often if you are looking to send us to a second best of 7 in this grand final. Optic up by 2, but neither team this season has lost this game type, but one of them, that record's going to change.
And Optic fans getting loud here as a green ball chant emerges ahead of game number 3. And I couldn't agree more. You get the feeling with the veteran experience on the Optic Gaming side, they're realizing the opportunity here, that they are going toe-to-toe in a game number 3 with even numbers, that if they could take this game, they almost guarantee a series win, but they know they need to do it here. They don't want to make this a 2-1 series. Formal with the snipe off the rim.
Love the Formal went for the sniper rifle as well. He's so consistent at holding down lanes for Optic Gaming, and also it's just the experience, it's just the bravery in these moments to say, give me that thing. I'm going to pick this thing off the rip and I'm going to hit some heads.
Indeed, game 3, let's go.
Stellar. Oh, told you one of the scariest sights in Halo. Well, that's exactly it.
Formal versus Stellar sniper battle to open things up. We love a 2-snipe map, and I will take this battle any day of the week. Unsurprisingly, slow start here. Good damage coming in from Formal on left. Says nope is the eject, and he zips right out.
Still alive, by the way, Legend. Here's the insta as well.
Still alive?
What? That's what he does. It's just what he does.
I don't know how he doesn't take nade damage. I don't think Formal knows how he does.
Highlighted your message chain swag and James, really?
Optic Gaming sniper in his hands.
I wonder if it was the
I guess.
insta-splode from him that sent the other nade back. I don't know. We'll have to watch that one back, but Formal will finally get that kill. Stellar moves up to mid-map though, and this is dangerous times for Optic, but they managed to pick up the kills in and around their base. But here is a last alive player who will put numbers back on your side.
Oh man.
Finds one, but Formal shuts him down.
Big kill from Formal.
Seems good, okay.
Kill on the sniper. He also gets the follow-up kill as well. It's just like you said, Mark. Optic has to be careful. Stellar was the last player alive. He gets the first pick. He almost gets the second one. It took 3 separate players to take down Stellar as the last player alive. That's how dangerous he is. Formal back with a different snipe in his hands. We'll see what he can do with this one.
Ooh, oh, I thought Bam was coming up the stairs then.
This game is being played inch by inch on the map. Everyone is worried about poking around a corner because they know their snipes at play. Stellar will find one to create a little bit of space here for Space Station Gaming. Eco finds another, and now it's Formal's time to hit some shots, and he has to. Finds one onto Legend. Lucid finds another, and all of a sudden it's a little bit of calm now for Optic.
Ooh, Formal is ready for it.
Ooh, that was close. That was really close.
Keep a very close eye on that. Bound is still trying to poke and prod into the Optic base. Formal's aware of it.
Good map presence here from SSG though. Even though the shields are going to be broken.
Chips him. Oh!
Just about use the G
How did he get out alive on that one? Oh, he died. That's why I'm not Formal.
Base, but there is Dead Zone again, just to quell those flames.
Finally, now.
Taken down, but as you said, just absolutely shuts it down.
Oh!
Trade in the end. Trippy from the elbow will make sure the trade comes in. I believe that other snipe had a bit of ammo in it as well. Trippy with the first snipe.
It's Stellar straight off the red.
The way that Argyle's being played right here, I think the only word you can use is respect, right? Teams are trying to kind of very carefully and very conservatively poke into the enemy base, but it feels like both snipers on both sides, especially on Optic, they're hitting everybody and often headshots as well. So it's been this beautiful back and forth with no one gaining an advantage so far.
Legend pushing onto the PCs though, maybe he can create a bit of space. One player who doesn't need to be asked twice to take an engagement and try and create something. Formal shuts it down though, and now Trippy might have an opportunity just to step forward alongside his teammates. Dead Zone has a little poke on the engine. He knows that Eco's here somewhere. He's trying to bait him out for Trippy here. Dead Zone saying, come here, come here. Gets the kill himself. Trippy doesn't have to pull the trigger.
I mean, this is testament to it. How often have we been watching this game type from the snipe stand, looking down long haul? That just tells you how slow and how deliberate, methodical this game is being played, and both teams realizing what's at stake. This is a World Championship Argyle CTF being played very slow, very deliberate.
Stellar's got the sniper rifle back, and he found a couple of kills himself. Somehow hits the body.
What?
From distance. important defensive play actually for SSG. They lost a couple of players and Stellar managed to, like you say, hit those shots, which is going to be a consistent theme to slow down the push from Optic. This is one of the most tactical Argyle CTFs you're ever going to see. Everybody, like you say, playing with so much respect because they know what can happen if they lose these numbers.
2v2 on the map. It's going to be a momentary 2v1 in favor of SSG. You do get the feeling with the way the game's being played, the second something opens up and the second someone actually gets an angle, whether it's beautiful, gosh, the speed of that kill's wild from Stellar. He's going to look to do the same thing again. Optic will pick up their sniper, but you get the feeling that the second something opens up, the game might blow wide open.
Grapple towards top middle. It's going to be Eco who finds a kill. But again, Stellar just does not want to move forward, does not want to expose himself to Optic Gaming and give potentially that sniper over to them. Dead Zone taken down, 2 dead here for Optic, and now is the signal to push.
QT is down, so Stellar does have a get out of jail free card if he needs it, but in that case, he certainly does not. Instead, he's going to look for more kills around Engine.
Still has that QT. Just
QT was fucking clutch.
But Legend off the back of the damage will find 2. Optic in a little bit of a chokehold here. Last 2 alive are on the elbow towards the sniper rifle. Dead Zone.
Dead Zone didn't even have to worry there. He had Formal and in there.
Eco is flooding in the front, trying to get that flag moving.
2 dead for SSG.
Yeah, no, Eco, that was a bad play, but I mean, we're getting anywhere.
Optic Gaming, they push out elbow side, and even though Stellar had
Optic
a really nice
all over him there.
back to top mid, in the end, it's Optic Gaming holding their base, and part of that is Optic's coordination. Part of that is the difficulty of aggression on an Argyle base.
I killed
So
low.
after 5.5 minutes of play, we will stay netted up.
My God.
0-0.
QT up in 20 seconds. Maybe that's going to be a whole piece of equipment that can allow you to overextend and take a bit of a risk.
Bodied him.
Legend. Hits that body, but nobody else from Optic is actually in position to clean that one up immediately. So Legend will get those shields back, try to re-engage. As Formal looks on. Eco
Nice no
down,
scope.
but
Formal
elsewhere,
there.
off the back of the kill from Eco before he was traded. Legend is still alive. Gets bodied. Look at the flood now coming in from SSG, and it was all because Legend overextended and took that risk.
Beautifully done here by Formal, just holding ground on the vent. Knows exactly what he needs to do in terms of at least damage, and he's doing just that to keep them here. Gonna grapple right in to try to pick up a few more kills as well.
There's one.
Finally got Legend. He was fucking looking for it.
He's gonna hit the shots. Doesn't get the finish onto Lucid though. And we have once again a stalemate as the defensive play is made.
Beautifully done from Formal as the last player alive. Hits the shots he needed and finishes the kills he needed. By the way, the teams are tied at 31 kills apiece. 0 flags on the board, just past the halfway mark. This is a dream of a game, a dream of a matchup between these two. Let's get into a listen in here with Optic Gaming.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Yo, long me's in, pistol maybe?
Yeah, probably our left here.
I'm pushing. Watch out right here, look at this right here.
Do there.
Pushing, Joey. I'm here. Watch out,
Close to you.
Come in. Watch out then. Nice.
Do that, guys. 2 on 2.
Kill that, nice.
Yo, let me screens. Wait, Sprags, they're close. 2 here. Look at me. They're both weak. Our elbow sitting on the break. Our elbow break.
Snipers are coming too. 2 dead. Snipers at 15.
2 dead, guys. Let's play for them. Yeah, he's still there. Watch out. Absolute their commando jump. Should kill this guy. Look at him. He sucked me. They're vent, guys.
Okay, Quantum, or
sitting their vent.
Grapple's up on the 20, guys. Grapple's up at 20.
Screen's weak. It's like
Shut the screens. Snipers down the front base. They don't know maybe.
They're gonna try to kill me right now. Look at long haul.
Yeah, they're sniper.
I'm down front the base.
Go, they're vent.
I drop. One's their sniper.
They have numbers right now.
Yo, they're main, really weak, they're main.
Yo, I mean, E1,
Oh, he missed all them shots. That's unfortunate for him.
3 on 3, 2 dead.
They're vent. Nice. They're vent and missing one.
Quantum is up.
No flag has been actually out yet.
2 dead at the moment. Lucid with a sniper rifle in his hands. The first time we've really seen him with it for quite some time. Can he be the difference maker here for Optic?
Got to be careful here. A lot of players on his screen, however, if they decide to turn his way, could be a pretty quick team shot.
Oh shit! That left me out of nowhere with that.
Who hits a beautiful shot with a sniper rifle of his own. He's not done yet. The QT just saves Dead Zone.
Ooh, that QT.
It was only 2 alive for both sides. We'll see how
Still
Stellar
map
rotates
then, right?
out.
Yeah.
There's 3:32 left on the clock.
2 dead here for Optic. Formal with an important kill himself. Formal now taken down. Lucid gonna challenge. Always a risk.
Here they come.
As we see
Left flag.
SSG stepping forward into the base. Dead Zone with a defensive kill himself, trying to stay alive. But Stellar all of a sudden, He's getting aggressive with his sniper. He only has one bullet left. That's why he's pushing into the base. He's not worried too much about losing this because of the lack of ammo. But it's Optic again at the back of their base who clear it out successfully.
Didn't realize they'd have such a heavy respawn time. I thought they were going to be a lot longer coming in.
They get pinched from the engine side. They cannot get out of the back of the base. And really, as anyone knows who's played enough Argyle knows, you need to be so efficient with 0 time wasted on your Argyle pulls. And it looks like they just take a little bit too much time there to try to clear out the base. And Optic Gaming takes advantage of that. And we'll still be netted up here at 0. Kind of a little bit of a base trade, 2 dead at the moment for Optic Gaming.
I might be going crazy here, but I don't think at any point we've had a 3 or 4 dead on map. It's been a 2v2, 2v2, maybe 3 dead for a second, but an instant respawn.
Or
no one has had full control at any point.
Or Formal hits the body shots, for example, when he was the last alive in the vent, right? There's only been a few moments where we've actually seen 3 deads, but they've been shut down by either side repeatedly.
Ooh, nice. Jimmy couldn't save Lucid there, but...
Right, I'm trying, everyone.
We're manifesting here some advantages from either side.
Nice.
No guarantees. Of course, from us, 2 minutes on the clock. It's the 2-minute warning here. We'll see if Optic can keep the aggression going.
It's the first 4 dead, but all it does is earn Optic halfway up the map. Stella going to be challenging.
Just looking for a pull here.
You can see he wants to
that nade landed right at his feet, man.
Stella, but instead it's going to be Dead Zone who is taken down.
Optic have been pushed back once again.
I think Stella was going for it.
The fuck were they doing there? They're having a little dance. Oh, no way.
He's going to hit the grapple.
What?
Eventually gets taken down. Would have landed.
Holy shit, that would have been cool.
They did have 2 dead. Let's get into a late listen in here with SSG, see if they can get a pull going.
Go, Peter. They're long haul torpedo. Going our Peter.
Top right right now, 1 top left. Top right and top left. They're 2 are event, 2 are event.
Our frags the window. Frags the window.
2 are event.
And top left.
Pushing Kevin.
He got me. Our window right side, I think, guys. And our PCs. Our stickies, Braden. Hitting our frag left. Lift to lift, try and live. Watch out our stickies. On our base, weak. We're dead. 2 dead, guys. Go grapple, maybe. Go elbow.
Yeah, one's like a elbow. On P.
Our dead. Nice. That's 2 dead still. Looking for 1 or no?
Same.
I'm pushing that P1. On me one.
I think one guy on P.
He's on our base. Yes. He's our back flag already. He has grapple unless it's us. He's lifted. Nice shot. Yeah, listen. Do we have grapple?
Yeah, I do.
Yo, minute left. Let me play sneaky.
Was it come out there listening? There was one moment in that
kind of insane
that we just watched where Bound had to hit the 5. If he doesn't hit the 5, Optic
come on, cast the draw, unless you're about these kill advantages.
Well,
Well, seeing as you decided to come in at, if you look at over towards Optic side, they've got quite a high kill advantage compared to over on Space Station. Space Station, you got Eco Smith looking a little bit low there on an 8 to 15. Hasn't got a really high rate there, but he is capable of turning that around if he manages to land a few more. He has got 8 assists off that, so if you look at it, it's almost like he's got 16 kills. Then you look over at the Optic side, and you got Matt on about 23. You got about Dead Zone on like 18, Lucid on looking at about 12. The kills over on Optic seem a lot more dominant than they do on the side of SSG. I could do common casting. Hello, hit me up. I can do your job. I can help you.
But this has delivered even more than I think anyone
I'd happily do a commentating job for you.
The first flag will win.
Fly me out and I'll be a guest appearance. I'd love it.
Who's got a little bit of magic in him here?
You need to get a passport first.
Foreman with the snipe, looking for Stella. I kind of like this from him. Does not fear Stella. Does not fear what he can do. Wants to take that fight. He knows how valuable it is. If he can pick Stella and that sniper rifle goes down...
Yes, I'm a streamer with no passport. What can I say? Nearly had one at one point. That's why I didn't go to TwitchCon with the Atkins this year. Meant to go to the one in Norway, but we never ended up going. It was Norway anyway.
Is this the first bit of opening? Violent peeking, by the way, here.
I hate that type of peeking, man. Oh, Stella got the kill.
With the first shot, makes quick work of Formal top mid.
Legend flies.
Cool. Legend just popped the nade back instead.
Still somehow manages to win a fight himself. So now Dead Zone's going to worry about where he went. Eco going to be taken down. There's Legend with the repulse. There's a nade.
That nade's going to kill Legend. That's going to kill Legend. Almost got to clean up that. Nice. As he's going to push up, he's going to see Stella across the way and give that information over to, as we say, over to Trippy, but Trippy's dead.
Dead Zone was ready for it.
Stella gets killed. Gets his kill now. He's fucking cracked.
Still doesn't hit the shot for the snipe.
God.
Still very, very good peak damage.
Gonna play his life. Not move.
Got to take note of Formal and Bound both on 24 kills apiece as Formal registers his 25th here. 3 minutes left in overtime.
2 dead hit for SSG. 3 dead hit for SSG. Stella is last alive.
Lucy's on a brink of health. They pull the flag. They pull the flag.
Is moving that flag now.
Optic need to pull this all the way. Win the round.
In front of the base is Stella. If Dead Zone can
Oh my God.
stay alive, this is a charge for Optic to put the flag home.
What's the flag? What's the flag? It's over on their side. On their base.
On the plasmas, can he
No.
get there? He's flying in screen side. Bound needs to make this play. Needs to
Oh my God! No, the flag's down.
Formal with the snipe. Now just has to deal with Stella, who has to overextend the QT out. Optic will
Oh my God, that was the perfect placement. They got the flag. Yes! 3 up! Fucking 3 up, boys. Let's go! It's looking like a reset. It's definitely gonna look like a reset soon. One more game and it's a reset.
And in the end, it goes the way of the green wall.
3-0 against SSG. What the fuck? That's kind of crazy.
It's decided by 1 overtime flag. And what did we say? It's performances like that that are going to determine what version of Optic Gaming we get. And
Jesus. Indeed, James. Fucking hashtag green wall all the way.
Game away from resetting your Halo World Championship bracket.
Absolutely incredible. It's a game that you could see every single thought going through players' brains every single time that we went off their POV. They know how valuable a life is here on Argyle. They know how valuable keeping those snipers is. But when it came to overtime, it was the one opportunity that Optic had. It felt like for the entire game, where they had 3 and then 4 dead and respawners as they had that flag moving. They do not make a mistake in that moment. So many teams may have felt the pressure in that moment. But Optic get the 3 dead, they get the flag moving, and with the one opportunity they create, they win the game.
Undoubtedly one of the best Argyle CTFs we've ever seen, and you might make the argument that at the World Championship, as Dead Zone brings that last flag in, that brought out the best we've ever seen out of either of these teams in this game type. 1-0 OT CTF Argyle win puts Optic Gaming up 3-0, and we also have to highlight one more important stat line from that game. Dead Zone goes 20-16. He's the only other player on Optic to go positive, but most importantly, on top of that, leads the entire game in assists with 15. A huge performance from Dead Zone and Formal, and perfectly fitting. These are the 2 men on your screen.
Incredible stuff coming in from these two. They really have stepped up for Optic Gaming in this grand final. Huge amount of damage coming out of both, and it's the KDs from those
50 and 56.
secondary slayers on the team that really is contributing to the success and the space that they seem to have on the map. I mentioned that someone has to match some of the impacts that the likes of Stella, Legend, and Bound has on the other side of the stage. Eco's kind of the pivot for SSG. Well, these 2 gentlemen on your screen right now are providing the firepower that Optic so desperately needed.
We're going to continue talking about just how Optic is shutting down the SSG players. This is not easy to do. They keep Legend negative in that game at 16 and 22. They keep Eco negative at 9 and 19.
9 and 19. Also over a double negative.
And they outslay in the end 79-70.
They're not getting over Zealous. They are pretty composed, it looks like, from here.
You thought, maybe Optic Gaming's just got kind of gas early on in the series. Okay, maybe they did it in the game too as well. I think a lot of non-believers might be starting to believe that this is a different Optic Gaming than you have seen all season long. Now, the job's not done, and as we know, the later game types in the series, they still await us. Optic cannot afford to drop this ball game. If they do, we get deep into SSG's best game types in the series. So even though they're up 3-0, we have to remember they need to do it early. They need to make sure they close it out right here and right now.
Both figuratively and literally, Optic cannot drop the ball here. This is their chance. They have a huge advantage when it comes to their record. compared to SSG in this next game type. Oddball recharge has been good to Optic. Oddball in general has been very good to Optic so far this season. And if it continues to be good, we will be going to a second best of 7.
Yeah, I'm on this, but they gotta pull it now.
Optic Gaming on a 4-game losing streak in ball. SSG on a 7-game win streak in ball. So if you were hoping that this series might go a little bit longer, that's going to be music to your ears. It's 3 dead for Optic Gaming, 4 dead for Optic Gaming. Triple kill for Eco. Ball grab, camo in hand as well. They've got all the goodies to play with, and it's a great start for SSG.
Maybe Eco can just get the troops moving a bit here. Trippy gonna challenge. Eco gonna hit the shots. Formal now. He might be next. Avoids the headshot, but certainly has the shoulder shade, but this time it is the headshot that connects. It's a killing spree off the rip. Eco looking to take over here.
Taking over indeed.
Beautifully
done. He dodges that grenade on glass that came from Formal on the stacks. He pokes back out to get the second kill as well. Even gets more damage on Trippy. A little bit of deja vu. Trippy's still on the A ledge and gets taken down yet again in the same spot. 25 early points on the board here for Space Station in round number 1.
Finally, Optic managed to break through. Formal, he's going to be the aggressor here as he picks up that ball on SSG. Will find themselves 2 or 3 dead and a couple of players coming off the
Well, that's unfortunate, James. Sorry to hear that you had an ad as the game started.
Or is he? Gets
Subscribers do have the ability to not have ads, though. It's ad free viewing for subscription-based people. I run the ads about every 20 to 30 minutes, like a TV service. Best way I've thought of doing it. I can always adjust them if it gets too much.
A little bit of a breakdown there on the Optic Gaming side.
Still new to having ads on my stream. I'm not used to it. Oh, Stella got killed there. I thought he was going to take Lucid out. Lucid and Formal, in fact. Straight out, now straight out by Bound there.
SSG have broken. Where's that opal fallen? Straight back into their hands. The grapple will help.
Nice little grab.
A nice little position there.
Let's see how they play this one. Stellar is in a great position, so is Bound to neutralize this camo. This is going to be a very important. Keep an eye on the kill feed. Very important.
And the kills. Looks like Eco's popping off this game. I did say turn it around.
The camo out despite SSG's angles.
Has to play this one carefully though. It's always risky to jump into the pipes. Look at the camo wise coming in though. Stellar, it's Bound. They're going to challenge and they take the camo out of play. Optic 2 dead and Legend continues to hold that ball.
Beautifully done there. Talk about neutralizing a camo play. Formal thought he had all the time on bats. Gets absolutely mowed down. And as a result, Space Station will go now into a 40-point lead at the 60 mark.
Always getting the first pick at the moment, it looks like SSG. You can see Dead Zone in the moment. He's just trying to find someone to put damage onto, but nobody from SSG is showing until you step through one of these chokes. And then all of a sudden, it's not just one bandit that's on you, it's 2 and a back smack. 3 dead here for Optic, and SSG have woken up.
SSG triple stacked on Elevator, by the way. They should get this last kill as well, you'd imagine, on Formal. They do. That was 4 dead, a staggered 4 dead, but it will be very good control of Elevator coming in from SSG. And even though they tried to get away Optic Gaming, tried to fly.
Looking good for Optic on this one. About to lose round 1 if they don't get a push. Good here.
Here comes the second push.
Assuming this might be the last push if SSG keep holding that ball. Oh, looks like Optic broke through. All good.
Now picking the ball up as Bound and Co have to retreat back to the tower and wait for the rest of the team to spawn. Trippy with a good trade inside the tower just to make sure Bound's left on his own, and Optic Gaming now have to set up themselves.
Big signs of life here from SSG, you might say for the first time in this fashion. Dead Zone, by the way, from the dumpster. A beautiful little peek against Bound. He'll win that battle. Maybe
didn't think he'd win that, knowing that Bound was that, like, that way of him being there.
They're outslaying 26 to 19.
Mid, which is easy to cover. Hard for them.
Scarpers, whoever wants to challenge for that ball. Beat down lands.
Oh man.
She gets the 360 on him.
I was going to say, Legend picks up another kill without taking any damage and turns it into 2.
Double kill.
By the way, Legend has a ball time, and he's also double positive.
That is why
yeah, I think SSG are taking this round.
No damage in that first 1v1 paves the way for them to get 4 dead and paves the way for camo, and now the final 10 points of round number 1.
SSG look like they might be waking up here.
Yeah.
Teammates gonna help. Lucid goes down as well. It's 2 dead for Optic Gaming.
Yeah, I said SSG would have that round.
For SSG, they get that first round here in Opal.
Eco, by the way, in that first round, 11 and 6. A big bounce back performance from him. See if he can continue it here in round number 2. As we said, the win streak for SSG indicating that they have the upper hand here. The losing streak for Optic Gaming indicating that they need to find something and dig deep to get back into this game involved.
Legends is starting to take over this game a little bit, and SSG have woken up. Let's jump into the comms now and see how they're reacting after that first round.
And here we go, silent.
He's weak. It's up again. Last week and you're good. One shot bats. L1 going R1.
Trippy, you going bottom mid.
3 bats.
Shady, go up in bottom mid.
Maybe play this.
Bottom mid. Bottom mid, weak.
Bottom tower as well. Bottom tower.
Enemy has the ball.
Alright, 2 on ball. Guy in tower, Trippy.
Marking bottom mid. He's 2 in it.
Trippy's back C. Trippy's going...
2C, 1 in.
I went half ball.
Just 2 in it.
Yeah, one's up here. Right back to ball. Yeah, ball's in a good spot for us. This is good. Trippy.
Yo, C+.
Simon top cat. Triple sack.
That's 2 shots.
Kill that guy. One shot top tower.
Keep living.
Go ahead, Legend.
One shot long. Spawn grab. Sticky. So he was...
AP, you weak. Triple sack weak.
Could be in it. One.
Suck triple sack, Kevin. One shot.
Bottom A, top A triple.
Hear that.
Maybe Thor, Lucy. Top A shot in one. Bottom A. Nice. Fuck that.
Glass shot weak.
Have grapple.
Grapple. One shot glass, guys.
Once he play.
To long or what?
Yeah, long.
Long on now. I'll try you.
Long reach. I think top here. Good, they can go bottom A. Make sure they pick it up.
Well, it is going to be Eco, who stepped up right at the start of this game. Remember, he got that camo, went on a little bit of a spree that led to the run from Space Station Gaming. Well, he's continuing that kind of momentum and that form as he goes on another little spree here, controlling the cross-map angles with this BR in his hands.
Optic Gaming have done well, though. Let's keep in mind, when we got into that listening, it was 4 dead. It was camo control early on for SSG. And now somehow the game is still just tied here at the 20 mark. So Optic Gaming, despite being pretty just not favored in that scenario, they somehow stay alive, and now they actually go into a lead in this game.
Camo being effective here for Formal. Should find a second kill once the Legend, although he's peeking and prodding. Finds 2. Gonna be challenged with 3, thanks to Formal.
Nice double off them.
He does now.
Trippy falls.
Full though, and it won't be a trade.
Close game. It's a close game right now.
But that keeps the ball out of the hands of Optic comfortably. 1 kill can make all the difference.
What a big win there from Bound in a battle that you thought you would at least see a trade out of from Optic. Instead, Bound stays alive at back elevator, and to be honest, it's the worst position he could be in on the map for Optic Gaming to still be alive back here. You can just tell how he's absolutely holding down not just the spawn, but also the pipes angle, and they continue to bait the ball in Whirlpool. Keep an eye on the kill feed.
This one might potentially have a little bit of an issue in the game as Trippy finds 2. It is unfortunately going to be 1 player falling out of the game, but essentially a tie game, a tied round here in round number 2, as it was, of course, the first round going over to SSG. We'll get back into that as soon as possible, but how important is that first round for SSG, right? I mean, huge. If that goes the way of Optic Gaming, I think we're moving into the second best of 7.
I think so too, and as we said, it's not just signs of life, but signs of things to be quite excited about for the side of SSG. It was a dominant round 1 win. Gotta say though, during the listening, you and I were commenting to one another, very low-scoring second round. Despite clear advantages for SSG, Optic Gaming not just kept that one close, but actually took the lead at the 21-point mark in round number 2. So when we get back in, you have to think it will, of course, be 1 round to SSG, but we probably will see just maybe a few-point lead, a very small margin maybe, in the second round lead for Optic Gaming, but pretty fresh start in the second round.
As soon as we know the results of the restart and how we're going to start off, we'll let you know, of course, at home and in the
why?
For SSG, there was just something started to click a little bit in that round, you felt. A couple of shots started to be hit, a little bit of teamwork started to come in. Eco was the player who really did lead the line for them as well, and I think when you're looking at the SSG lineup, you're looking at the experience in these big moments, these Halo World Championship moments. He's probably the player on this team right now who has that experience and also kind of that calming presence, just to say, hey, we've got a lot more Halo in front of us here. We haven't lost anything yet. Let's fight our way back into the series. We know the back end favors us, where we got some more favorable game types that we've had success on. Let's win this oddball, and let's see what happens.
Also worth noting, at the time of the reset, SSG outslaying 52-43. 2 players that were really popping off were going to be Stellar and Eco, both 16 kills apiece, clearly leading not just the team, but the entire game. Stellar was 16, 12, and 12. Eco had been 16, 11, and 7. So both of them positive 4 and 5 respectively. And of course, a big factor in their lead so far in the game.
It's beautiful artwork.
because I don't think it would do either of them justice.
No. Speaking of doing them justice, the numbers that they have put up in this series so far, even though we just saw a pretty one-sided round of oddball, let's not forget it's Optic Gaming, as you see on your screen, leading 3-0 in this grand final. And I tell you what, I think everyone here in Seattle and anyone joining us online as well is thinking, we've already gotten a pretty good series out of this one. You might have thought, based on how SLC went, that this could be SSG making quick work of Optic Gaming. It has been anything but so far.
We're hearing from the station referees and the people who are far more important than we will ever be. The restart is going to be one round, of course, on the board for SSG, and it will be a 26-21 lead on the side. By the way, the Netto original. By the way, while she is my
homeboy shirt
is a relic.
Not kidding. That shirt is about 15 years old. So big shout out to our man in row
That
number
is an old
4
relic.
for
Jesus.
holding it down with a "While She Is My Homeboy" shirt. That thing is a classic.
Oh, it's ruined.
Look at all
GB's written on it.
Look at that. We've got a Heinz
There's
signature
so
there.
many
Walshy
signatures on the onset.
as well. That
Skyway.
relic, as you say.
That sort of stuff. That proves it's an old one if they got all them signatures on there over the years, man. Oh, tougher. Going on, yeah. We'll have to drop M20.
Marcus getting a painful stage. They wanted to lay it down brick by brick. Well, there's 3 bricks on the series layout so far, and they're looking for the 4th.
Back up now. There we go.
Really should get to the gym.
Don't let that. Don't dwell on that, man. He didn't know. He didn't know.
I think it was targeted personally.
But you are completely right. If Optic Gaming want to send this to second best of 7, you don't get many better chances than this. The first 3 games, although they were so hotly contested, Optic managed to close out the big moments. Now they find themselves, probably for the first time in this series, you would say, on the back foot. Down 1 round, down a couple of points, up a couple of points in this second round, but essentially a tie game.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that I was talking about historically how Oddball has been a pretty good game type for Optic Gaming. Well, that style came in as like about their recent record. I don't know if they've been found out. I don't know what it might be. Sometimes you see a team who remember Quadrant when they went on that crazy run on strongholds, and everyone started studying what Quadrant would do. I'm sure that Optic are finding something similar now with their oddball. Everyone is focusing in on it, and speaking of focusing in, that's what it's about, right? That's about why these players put in this time, why they really do commit to the hours and hours of practice, the scrims, the travel, whatever it might be. The relocation of home for a lot of these players as well.
Yeah.
To lift that Halo World Championship trophy, take home the lion's share of $1 million. Well, thank you for bearing with us, everybody. It looks like we're ready to get back underway here in Seattle with a little bit of recharge, Oddball. 3-0, the series score for Optic Gaming, but down by 1 round here. After the restart, they do have a very slender lead in this second round, but that could all change in the blink of an eye.
Here we go, back into the fucking game. But this time it doesn't get reset.
With a round apiece, send us to a sudden death. Round number 3, that's the question. As we're back underway here, and it's worth noting that it has been 399 days since Optic Gaming hoisted a trophy in the Halo Championship Series. And they're looking to change that here tonight. 4 dead, though, off the opening. Space Station picking up exactly where they left off, and they're already back in the lead. And
3 more chance coming in.
Left off, but picking up the camo for the 2nd time in a row as well off the rip here.
SSG chance coming in as well.
As they can keep that oddball away, it's Legend again who goes in to collect that oddball. Eco just trying not to show presence at the moment. He's not too worried about making a big play at this point because he knows that at some point Optic have to be baited in by that ball.
Legend may be playing the ball here. You would imagine so. He does play the ball. You can just tell by the speed at which he was G-sliding that he had one thing in mind. He gets backback though at mid-bridge though. Formal with a very important
He did just whole ass though, to be fair. Formal comes out with a triple, holy shit.
The great start that SSG had has been ripped apart thanks to Formal. They get the oddball back in their hands and they try and move towards Pipe to clear the path for him.
Love this from Formal as well. He just grapples out of Whirlpool just to play that safe. Does not want to go on the long haul cross just in case Legend drop down from glass.
Let's
and
kill.
The 5th kill as well. This is big. They're paving the way for continued control.
And he stuck him.
Killing spree for Formal, but gets taken down alongside 2 of his teammates thanks to the stick coming in from the heavens. 31-47. Legend will collect that ball as Optic now have to regroup.
What a big stick from Eco on the way down elevator. That's not easy to do. But as a result of it, they now have control of elevator once again, and they're going to try to funnel them through pipes and Whirlpool.
As Formal gets that first pick again, and now the flood's going to come in. They've got that space to move into. Legend trying to rotate away and find a position to play that ball out, but it's going to be 4 dead. Bounce has come off respawn, and Optic keep that ball inside of tower as well. So now they can wrap this.
They're going to try and wrap it down to Silo.
Towards Blue, and we might be
Blue, that's what they call it, sorry.
That is not easy to do. They had to fly out of pipes, and they had to make a 2-man push on Whirlpool immediately. However, that push not only leads to ball control and essentially a tied game here at 50.
I mean, if they can pull it to, what, another 10 seconds? Oh, they reset. They have to. If they can hold another 10 seconds, they'll pull the lead.
But Formal still has that camo! Let me rephrase that. Had that camo, and now is searching for every area above his neck.
How many times have we seen iconic moments relating to the shock and the camo and Formal on recharge? Bound with an unbelievable play as the ball carrier drops and shoots.
Yeah, I think Optic have lost this one. Looking clear.
Now they have quite the considerable lead.
That didn't look like Bound was just meant to do that. He didn't look like he was meant to drop it off. I think he was just meant to drop it on the ledge in front of him and dropped off the entire thing.
Not that he needs much.
That kill was worth so much more than it might just appear. In the damage on everyone, by the way. Finally,
bloody hell.
3 were dead. Legend was
You were missing a shot.
He should be killed. No trade, by the way. That's big as well.
3 bodies getting hit by Bound there, but not connecting with the headshot, and everybody else on SSG had already been taken down. Now it's Formal's go with his shock rifle. We'll find 1 kill, but Trippy with that ball is trying to run away towards glass.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It's 4 dead for Optic. Lucy's just come off spawn. He's being 4 here by Legend. He gets that kill, and now SSG will wrestle control of that ball away once more.
It's 77 on the board. This might be the last push for Optic Gaming. And even though Formal has double the kills of anyone else in the game at 12 and 5, only 15 points to go for Space Station to close it out.
That's such a big kill, though, coming in from Trippy. Now he's trying to chase the ball down. He should be able to get some damage, but he knows there's multiple players still alive here. He needs to kill that oddball. Deadzone will get the kill.
Oh, that's a big kill by him.
Although Optic all of a sudden have 3 on the map.
Deadzone's coming in for support.
Need to work together. Stellar gets 1 big kill with the first insta.
No! That was the one that Trippy needed to win of all things. Yep, that's a win for SSG. They've taken that away. Can't even reset that.
At 1-1. A 2-0. Sorry, excuse me. They will get their first game on the board.
SSG now on the board. 1 point.
Wow, a play like that from Stellar on the sneaky to hit the insta, getting not just 1 kill, but 2 kills. How about Bound just shutting down Formal? Just when you think Optic Gaming gonna get 4 dead for the first time in the reset, they push out of stacks. Formal's got camo, and you think, okay, here's an opportunity for Optic to get back in the game. Instead, Bound drops the ball, not only gets the double kill, but also neutralizes the camo completely and continues holding the ball on glass. They make quick work of Optic in your game number 4 and start to claw their way back in the series.
Yeah, apologies to SSG fans there. It was the go to the gym sign. It's still playing on my mind. I need to get that one out of the back of my head, but it is SSG who answered back, and all of a sudden, we have a series on our hands. You might be looking at this if you're just joining us and going, well, you know, it's only 1 game on the board, but knowing what we saw in that map layout, the series layout, knowing what's to come and how it favors SSG historically.
That was play.
We have some more Halo to play here, and Optic will know that more than anyone.
And you have to start to ask questions about momentum. I think for the fans of the Green Wall, brilliant triple here, by the way. After that triple, that's when Formal managed to get the camo as well. And here's the play, and I'm so glad we're going to see it.
Oh.
Formal decides to shoot there. And look at this play as well. Bounds is staying alive, long haul. This is what I mean. Look, insta from Stellar. Trippy tries to challenge as well. Stellar hits the PC jump off the monitors perfectly to get the double kill. Paves the way for SSG to win 2 rounds to 0, despite Formal going 12 and 6 in the reset. SSG prevent the sweep with an oddball recharge as we get ready for Slayer on live fire. And to be honest, we should look at game time records.
Yeah, please do, because I want to know what the records for this are.
Pretty big on these next few.
Let's take a look at some of the live fire Slayer stats from this season for both teams. Both teams with the same amount of losses, but Space Station with more wins. The average margin for both teams in those wins.
See, these stats sometimes I find bullshit because obviously Space Station just had more Slayer games than Optic, but the same amount of losses, you know what I mean?
Argyle Slayer neck and neck on the stats board, which is how you want us going into each of these game types, and it's unsurprising with our #1 and #2 ranked teams all year long. Let's take a look at the bar graph because, as we said, it starts to go one way. Oddball Recharge was heavily favored for Optic Gaming. As we said, and as you heard all night long on the desk, this needed to go 4-0 for Optic if they wanted to avoid the absolute gauntlet that awaits them in the last 3 game types. But that's where we have arrived. They do not win their favorite game type. Instead, we go to Live Fire Slayer, where SSG is favored. And if SSG wins each of these, they continue to get deeper into territory that will favor them.
SSG need a clean sweep now to win.
But maybe it's just going to be a little bit of solace. Firstly, you're up by a considerable margin in the series. Secondly, you won the game #2. That was the last time we saw this game type in the series on Slayer. Live Fire Slayer, again, I mean, just look at the records, right? Same amount of losses. And
what's this reset thing they keep mentioning? So basically, because Optic lost their winners bracket run, they ended up in the losers bracket, so now to win this, they'd have to win back-to-back their best 7s, and then from there, if they do that, they become the champions. So this is the first best of 7. If Optic win it, it'll be reset and it'll be back to 0-0. And Optic need to win another 4 games to become the champions. So if Optic win 1 more, they reset the bracket. But if Space Station win it, like the next 3 games in a row, that's the series over. Space Station are crowned because they were the winner bracket run champions.
Multiple targets. It's never just one. It's very rare that you see this man on your
screen. Optic ended up going to the lose bracket because of SSG earlier today.
And immediately responding within a blink of an eye to a call out to another player's position and contributing towards another.
During their best of 5 against them earlier in the day.
For SSG to do what they want. It's one of his most brilliant skills, I think, apart from that, of course, insane individual ability he has when it comes to the reticle placement and how he quite simply hits heads. So Stella just has this ability to take in so much information and make those decisions so quickly. And he's going to have to do that right now for SSG if they want to keep this series going and prevent the bracket reset.
And you highlighted your team, really? You gonna highlight SSG in my stream? Not a chance, bitch. Not a fucking chance. You're highlighting your own team in your team in my stream. No. Optic for the win, boy. Optic for the win. I like both teams, but I want Optic to break the curse.
And fantastic overall game management, and also just being the aggressor in so many of the situations. And the second they start to take the foot off the gas and let SSG dictate how the games are going to play, they will find themselves in more and more trouble. The question is, what kind of momentum does SSG have after that game #4?
One thing we can take away from that game #4 though is SSG pretty dominant in it. And when you were looking at the records, like you say, Optic Gaming were the favorites when it comes to performance so far this season. But SSG being able to take that and win a game type like that in the way that they did, it really does change things here for them, because they would have been going, we can't get 4-0'd. Let's just focus on not getting 4-0'd this first series before we maybe look ahead to a bracket reset. Now you get that game on the board, the mind starts to think about, let's win the next 3. Exactly. Let's win the Halo World Championships here. Let's not even think about a bracket reset and playing some more Halo. No more Halo than we have to play in this situation. All of these things you don't see and you don't feel in the gameplay, but you certainly do feel as a player sat on that stage.
And for fans of the Green Wall, I think they're maybe going to find a little bit of comfort in that. Like we said, Optic Gaming came in on a 0-4 ball streak, whereas we had a 7-game win streak for SSG. And Optic Gaming fans might be thinking, okay, that one was not our game in the series layout. That was never our game. But we're now back into live fire. And despite statistically this leaning towards SSG, as we know here at the Halo World Championship, and for that matter, any given Sunday, anyone can take a Slayer. If Optic Gaming wins
anyone can indeed take a Slayer.
If SSG wins it, we stay alive here in the first grand final.
Will we be talking of bracket resets, or will we see this series continue? A huge moment in this grand final is in front of us right now. As we see the man who hit that crazy, crazy shock rifle shot that really did close things out for SSG in that last game. But what a trepidatious start this is. Nobody wants to be the first death.
No kills recorded at all until Camo pops. It's almost unheard of. Finally, a few kills will go the way of Optic Gaming. And Bound is pushed all the way back. As Legend and Stellar get taken down, this should be a camo for Optic.
Where did the sniper go? That's the question. Are they going to be able to grab this and put it into the hands of the player who has the sniper rifle? Dead zone. He's going to be the player who gets the power up. And it's a slender lead with Formal with the sniper.
Memories of Argyle here. Very, very slow and once again, very deliberate opening start here. Nobody wanting to give one another an inch. Look at Dead Zone even. It has to be said, he's been popping off in this game, but just slow playing this camo at 3-2.
Formal's in some good shots with that sniper rifle a minute ago as well. He's only 1-0, but hit a few bodies. Camo's going to disappear. Stellar's going to be challenging. Dead Zone does a good job to output damage without taking too much himself. Trippy is there to clean that up, and we are seeing a 4-3 lead now for Optic.
Beautiful baiting and switching. Somehow Dead Zone stays alive through it as well. Trippy now trying to make something happen back tower. It was a very nice bait and switch on the pillar door. We'll see if they can continue the push.
Here's Legend looking for that trade. Not going to get it this time around. 2 dead on either side at the moment. Make it 3 dead. Eco is last alive. Trade will come in almost immediately. So Space Station stuck on the respawn!
Oh my god, an overkill. Kill tack. Like, I felt silent there. I forgot that I was streaming for a second and just kind of just gobsmacked myself.
Formal killing 5 players.
5 players back to back. I was kind of just jaw dropped there.
Well, if Optic fans maybe were a little bit disheartened about
6 before he downed, and one of them was a kill tack. Like,
just giving them something to feel good about. What a moment that is, and what a moment that could be in the context of our grand final.
Absolutely.
that is the type of stuff you want to see as you go into your game. Jesus.
Unsurprisingly, the green wall.
The green wall's woken up.
Optic chant here as they lead by the kill tack. They lead by 5. And you have to think it's not just 5 kills on the board. That is momentum for Optic.
Absolutely incredible. Trippy now. We'll find another. Eco trades it out though. 2 dead here for Optic Gaming, and Space Station have got a camo. Oh, had a camo. Dead Zone pops him on top of the head.
How good has Optic Gaming been at shutting down on streets as well? At shutting down the
Indeed,
power-up.
James. That kill tack.
He's about to pull away and use the power up to secure maybe a comeback. Somehow Optic finds a way to neutralize that power up. Huge credit has to be given to Lunchbox and the entire team for making sure they're always on top of where those power up players might be going.
SSG probably a little bit shell-shocked and rattled after what they just experienced thanks to Formal, but now they're starting to find their way back into this game. It's a 1 kill difference, and it might be more in just a few seconds, or should I say even less. We might have a tie game because Dead Zone is no shields. Legend gets the kill, and that should secure the sniper rifle going to them as well.
Lunchbox, he ain't a player, is he? No, he's not a player. Kill tack. Lunchbox is their coach, so he's timing the power-up spawns to help Optic figure out when they need to take it or when they should be watching to make sure no one else takes it. Oh, that would have been a clusterfuck for me because I would not have known who to take the shot at. It's just pull the trigger and hope for the best.
To keep the weapon in his hands and keep SSG close.
Regardless of how this game goes, we are going to have to see that one back. An unreal shot in the cuts. It's 22-21.
Tie game. A tie game here once again. Nothing separating these 2 teams. It has been so close. Every single match, every single game, and every single fight. Lucid will be the player to give Optic a slender 1 kill advantage.
And as we said, these will be some of the most intentional and at times slow-paced matches you will maybe see the entire year, just because you've got the lion's share of $1 million on the line, as well as the World Championship trophy. As we said, things will slow down as Bound tries to.
I'll just take the trophy. Money's nice as well, though.
Lucid learns where the snipe is. Bound going to be under pressure here. SSG a little bit trapped at the moment.
Formal needs to win that against Legend.
SSG here. Optic are flooding through. Formal
and Formal won it.
Find himself a snipe. It's 4 dead again for Space Station, and the biggest lead we have seen at any point in this game.
Huge swing. Good pressure though on sandbags. Formal does body one. Lucid's gonna have to bait and switch to see if he can help on the bags, and he does. It's a very, very nice.
The trade out.
Bait and switch from Optic Gaming. Not the first time we've seen it in this game. However, they will
Bait and switch, sorry, not trade out.
Formal does escape though.
Edzone's got camo.
So they've got the snipe still, even though they lost the fight, even though they lost the battle. They got the power up, they got out of there with a sniper rifle, and even though Formal has gone down.
Oh, that's unfortunate, that shit.
It's gonna be Legend who wins it.
Jiggle peeking.
Even though they didn't get maybe the kills they wanted or the players they wanted, will neutralize both the sniper rifle of Formal and the camo that was picked up.
It was a 4-kill lead. Optic, as you say, had snipe and they had camo. Somehow SSG keeps the game within 2. Let's see if they can get right back in this. It's a listen-in with Space Station Gaming.
Top A and green. White box, top A and green. Do we have a sticky for this?
Sorry, guys.
Watch out, training coming. Combo on me. Combo weak. Wave snap. Way well close. No, he's not.
Good. Two shot, way one.
Come back to A with time, back to A.
One's back there.
Yo, we should run around.
If we go top mid, probably.
I'm here. I'm around. In A.
Let's go. Come on.
Killed me. He's two shot. Sniper down Keydor, guys. Guy, he's picking it up. Go. Try to pick it up. Nice.
Small.
Yeah, he's stuck. Watch out, fall. Body grace.
Could be on it.
No. Hiding right on me. Weak rat. Watch out, rat.
Watch him run. Could be big.
That's one shot.
That's
Flash shot, nice.
that great probably? I am stuck. Best one.
He's a green. Yeah, he's a green. Spawn with you, Kevin? No, help.
Oh my god!
Nice, where? Look, go bottom. Watch out, Keydor. Big
What is Legend doing? He picks
During that bloody listening, Space Station took the lead back over.
I think he surprised even himself there. I love how he already hit a bunch of brainers, and minutes later he tells his team, by the way, I have snipe. Unbelievable to stay alive back through all of this, and just like that, SSG's up 41-33. Before the listen-in, Optic Gaming was leading by 4.
Legend has 6
That is crazy.
Formal, gonna challenge, gonna body, gonna lose it. Camo still available here. It's 17 kills for the Frenchman.
What is he doing? He's gonna get another one here? Ooh. Finally it's taken down, but not before, as you say, recording 17 on the board. Now the game's not over yet, but off of that spree, off of that control, SSG has paved the way now.
No, they haven't won it yet. James.
Camo in hand as well. This
can go one way or another.
Out of hand.
For a second there, I thought Detonator managed to sneak Bound. He uses 2 spikes. Another one's gonna go in. But Bound will fly in.
It is looking unfortunate. There's a 7-kill differential right here.
To make Optic start to sweat in this series.
What a spree there. A piece of snipe control from Legend in a game that felt so close throughout its entirety is now separated by 7.
Here comes the collapse. Here comes the pinch. Oh my god, another kill. Here comes a triple, surely for
Oh my god, Bound.
away by Stella, but it's 1 to go here. It's 4 dead. It's 50
Okay,
kills
fuck
on
off,
the board.
James. Don't even say it.
SSG are now within 1.
Legend was 1 kill away from a killing frenzy at the end of that game. That is 9.
Yep, there it is. We did it. Suck it. I knew you were gonna pull that shit, James.
Win by 11. You talk about difference makers. You talk about players who know they need.
You know what, James? At least I can spell. Ish.
Legend stepping up in the end of that game. He goes 18 and 11.
You see, this is how you do it.
11 and assists.
That's how you spell did. Alright, yes, I'm being bitter, James. Leave me be.
I think it's only right if we all just sit back and enjoy these highlights.
Oh, this is getting tight now. 3-2.
Plays in one game that we usually get from an entire tournament. We see Formal. That's the overkill. This is the kill tag. And at this point, you're like, what else do we have? There's shots like that from Bound.
Kill tack was insane, though. Absolutely unbelievable that he got that.
Don't forget, this game was 33-31. And just before, look at this second shot. Come on. What is that? And he does this. A 9 spree from, and then this is what, I mean, like you said, we have to sit back and enjoy. Because Legend just put on a world.
I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. If you are, Hit that follow button. Bit of coming back. If you're over on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It's free for you guys over there. Twitch, it is a bit of a price for you. I'd happily accept any subscriptions on either side. They make me feel good, and comments also let me know that you're enjoying this type of content. And if you want to see me do more Halo content on this channel, I'll be happy to oblige. Just need to drop the comments in.
Series layout was going to get dangerous, and the games have not been close in the end, in games 4 and 5.
Where did the success come from? This is the interesting thing. In those first 3 games, it was shutting
I don't buy it if you chat.
Now they're starting to wake up, and boy, do they look well rested. You've got Legend going on that sniper run that we just saw. You've got Bound picking up those big moments at the end of that game as well. And you are now seeing an SSG, a Space Station Gaming, that is all fired up. We are into the depths here of this series. Solitude King of the Hill is next, and the record is all Space Stations.
And even with the records on the screen that you just saw, you start to wonder where the mentals are for all 8 players on the stage. Because yes, Optic Gaming is still only 1 game away from a second best of 7. But you know in the back of their minds, they're thinking we were up 3-0, and now it's 3-2. They know that they need to close it out. They've needed to for a long time. It feels like 45 minutes ago they should have closed it out. And for SSG, keep in mind, because they have a second best of 7 as a backup, nothing to lose for them. Yeah, and they're going to keep riding this momentum. And what did we say? You cannot give SSG an inch, because you just saw in that Slayer what happens if a player like Legend simply gets to snipe. It's exactly as you talked about, Mark.
Well, here we go then. Map records have been interesting to talk about.
Time for some solitude.
During this tournament, they've meant absolutely nothing, and Optic Gaming will have to keep that in mind if they want to reset the bracket here. SSG, very, very good record here on King of the Hill Solitude, and if they win this one, then they will be 1 game away from crowning themselves the Halo World Champions.
And here we go, getting underway in your King of the Hill Solitude in just a moment.
I mean, I just want to talk. It's almost like it's crazy. I'm sat here like trying to focus on what we have ahead of us now in this King of the Hill game. All I can think of is like what plays we just saw in 1 game.
Honestly,
in 1 game. It started the Legend run, by the way. We weren't listening at the time. We both looked at each other exactly the same way when he was no shields and like slid out to challenge a play. We were like, what? And he hits the body, and then from there, he just goes in this crazy spree.
It was Keydor.
Whoa, this is crazy.
That's what Legend brings, is when he's no shields flashing on Keydor, and he has help at window, he will still fly out and hit the body on someone who's sitting back window to help his teammate get the kill even faster, to guarantee that, to clear out the area, let his shields recharge, rotate, and do some more damage. And look at this exact team shot down the line. 1 hour ago, you felt very different about this SSG roster. We all did. I think questions being asked.
Yeah.
Questions being asked about this team and how they're playing, and all of a sudden how quickly things can change in just 2 games of play. And questions you might have had about SSG slowly disappearing, and now fears for the green wall.
It's a really interesting moment, actually. I think it was after game 2.
They're looking a bit more tense now. They're trying to, like, you know.
He didn't say anything, obviously, but the player cam just looked. He went, okay.
Get this up and over with.
Like, okay, I see how it is. Like, it's time for us to try and find our way back into this series. Optic are here to play. Now you look at his player cam there, and it's like, looks comfortable.
Right, exactly.
Looks like they're in control. Very different. And again, I always talk about it because the emotion of these games, the emotion of these series is something you don't see when you're in game. It's what happens between games, between kills, when you have that time to think. And that's where the difference could be made. Solitude King of the Hill up next. Will the series be tied up, or will Optic reset the bracket?
We gonna win, Rat Man. Fuck off, James. We ain't winning shit. Watch now, we're gonna turn around and pull this back. Sure of it, we're gonna pull this shit back.
Optic Gaming still only 1 game away from resetting the bracket, but stays.
The Legend shooting his own teammates, you know, we're all good. We set this.
To a game 7.
First kill's gonna go the way of SSG. Bound will find it immediately. Gonna be traded out as formal. And Dead Zone will will respond in kind. Reminder that the winning record is certainly on the side of SSG here, but off the rip, it's going to be SSG who find themselves on the back foot. Formal on the flank.
Legend takes him down. Legend takes him down. Formal thought that'd be an easy flush out of loop. And despite 4 dead, there's no camo grab for Optic. There's no time in the hill. And even though they had every piece of the puzzle, it's 3 dead again. We'll see if they can get camo and hill off of this rotation.
Ooh, trippy. Big double kill coming in from him. Camo is still available top middle at the moment. Stellar is going to be flanking. I'm not sure if Trippy knows it at the moment.
Hey, James, you unlocked a random sub emote today. Be good to see, my dude. Good to see.
Stella's got the double. SSG will get the camo, and Stella has the shock as well.
Man, just not the right place nor right time. Back-to-back 3 deads for Optic Gaming against SSG. They don't get the camo, nor do they get any hill time. Not a good start for Optic Gaming, and SSG already with a lead.
Bound's going to have to settle for the trade. I was going to say, looks to settle for the trade. For what was a 4 dead situation with SSG with camo. Optic are in the hill and SSG at 3 dead.
Just back and forth.
Oh, damn.
A killing spree for Stellar, a man who we said had been silenced early on in this series, is instead 7-2 in Game 6.
Last alive when it's Stellar means something different. We talked about it so many times throughout this tournament, so many times throughout this year. He's last alive. There's 4 members of Optic Gaming alive, and he turns it into a 1v2 with 2 pulls of the trigger.
Stellar just
gonna play for that camo now, right? Gonna watch for the camo or not. He's gonna fight Trippy. We got the camo. I'm lost. So much going on the screen.
But secondary, that hill as well. Optic 2 dead once more, and it's 2/3 of the way, maybe 3/4 of the way to being capped.
Big moment here. Lucid versus Bound. Lucid will get taken down. Help from Eco comes in.
Let's say Bound didn't get the kill there, did he? Bound's just mowing people down. He's got dead zone. Oh no, he did get dead zone as well. Shit. I guess finally taken down by Lucid. PlayStation go 1 up.
First hill, bottom middle will go to SSG.
Bound also does so well to pick up those extra kills from top mid as well. They keep Optic 2 dead, and they maintain the rotation as well into yard. By the way, taking a look at the stats, Stellar's 10-3 in this game. We talked about it was not a matter of if, but when he would heat up. He's doing just that.
SSG have full control of the map as well. They've won the rotation to this next hill, and they already have 1/3 of it in their hands. One player who's struggling a little bit at the start of this game at the Optic side is what you would say would be Stella's counterpart. It's Lucid, 1-6, barely able to get on the map at the moment.
And despite all this momentum, still only a 1-0 game and very far from over, but somehow Stellar picks up a kill on dead zone. He should not have gotten it. Was 3 dead. Formal is the only player who can push here on Eco.
And Formal's going to turn his attention from getting kills to staying alive. Legend will take him down, and again, Optic just can't get near this hill. All of them trapped in blue, all of them trying to flush and contest not just this hill, but they've got to worry about the camo as well. And SSG might be moments away from being 2 up here.
By the way, after that killing spree from Stellar, Legends also joined the party, tied with Stellar at 11 kills apiece.
4 dead for SSG. Finally, Optic will not only break, but get some sort of seconds or so to just catch their breath. I think it's been a little bit of a whirlwind for them to experience this first few moments.
Yeah, also the past few games have been a whirlwind where they have not been able to catch their breath. But to be honest, the concerns might have come in when Formal was not able to get that kill in loop on Legend. It feels like it has been downhill or uphill, depending on how you look at it since then. Can they get the stop here? This would be incredible. Very important kills coming in right now.
2 dead on either side at the moment. Optic have turned this one around a little bit, but look what's happening in and around that hill. It's Legend who will find 2. Alongside Bound, they get the break at the last second, and SSG will secure the second hill.
Optic Gaming could not afford to lose yard there. They at least needed to hold the BR, at least get the spawns around the BR or driveway to try to hold that. And even though they still had numbers up, SSG is able to get into the yard with 2 players, and they get the second hill with only 2:22 left on the clock.
Only 2:22 as well. Quite right that you say that, because with a 2-0 lead, you don't have to force anything if you are Space Station Gaming. You can play for the kills, you can burn some time. And every single kill that you pick up denies Optic Gaming getting closer to potentially turning this next game in front of us around. Bound finds one onto Formal. Stella is in the death screen on the SSG side. Legend will find another one though, and all of a sudden Optic starting to worry a little bit here because SSG are just finding kill after kill.
Look at the movement from Bound as well. He hits the drop side perfectly on LR to let his shield recharge so he can chase Dead Zone all the way around Yard and on VR. He's not done yet. Amazing aggression coming out of him.
There we go.
Lucid last alive. He'll get flushed out as well. A killing spree and 4 dead for Optic Gaming, and they are trapped. Shock rifle coming up.
Shock and Lucid get. If he gets a kill.
Maybe try to loop round. Will turn it into 2. Space Station now have to be a little bit careful. Legend last alive.
Really good peek shotting still coming in from Legend. He's going to try to keep an eye on Camo, at least get the info of where it's going. Doesn't really take much damage here. Finally, he's taken down, but not before a lot of... Bound shuts down the Camo again!
Just to clarify if anyone actually
maybe had an opportunity to create a break. 2v2 on the map.
Not the reason.
But SSG, look at the stats on the right side, on the top right. They're outslaying 49 to 37. Even Eco, he might be negative, but he's got 12 assists in the game.
Huge damage coming in from Eco that everyone else is playing off of. Optic have capped half of this hill, but there's just over a minute left in this game. The transition to the next hill is the important thing as well. If Optic, and it's a big if, can secure this hill, then they have to win the rotate to the next one as well, but they're not going to be able to do that with every single member in the death screen. SSG, get the 4 dead. Optic have to fight a free spawn.
An absolute stranglehold in this game, just completely being outslayed, and once those first 2 hills got recorded, you could even argue once the first hill got recorded. No room for Optic to push whatsoever. There's 34 seconds left on the game clock.
SSG are 2 dead, and even though it's only 30 seconds, we know that clock will stop when you stand
Oh,
in that
clock. Optic got to push shield, and they're not going to fuck up.
Stella gets his shields back. He knows that Optic have to go for this hill. He knows that
the hard hill to hold down on as well.
Every single member who steps into his zone,
get on it now.
He's chopping down at the moment.
And chopping down.
The kills are getting out of hand on the SSG side.
Off
10
it.
seconds left on the game
Legend
clock.
got him off.
They're going to let the clock burn.
Oh, he's fucking
Optic Gaming, a reminder, we're 3-0 up in this series. And even though they're desperately trying to show some life here,
Space Station win.
They're going to concede it. They know
And Space Station, that round.
And Space Station Gaming.
I need to win a fucking round. I'm going to proceed. Help now.
From completing the ultimate reverse sweep and becoming the Halo World Champions.
Not looking good for me. At all.
Blink and you might miss it. SSG wins 3 games straight and reminds us what they are capable of, and not just wins 3 straight, but the way they've done it has been decimating. We'll take a look at highlights from that game 6, but it has been all SSG for the past hour of Grand Finals play, and plays like this from Stellar made it impossible for Optic to make anything happen in the game.
One thing I will say, Optic kept fighting until the very last second there. They wanted to try and force this game as deep as they could get it to go. But SSG just look like a different team to what we saw in that first 2 or 3 games. They now know the Optic are rattled, the Optic are on the back foot, and they are 1 game away now.
Plus 3 in a fucking row.
The Halo World Championships. This is
Pull that finger out of their ass,
incredible first series. Incredible. But we also have
not gonna be happy.
Optic win this next game. We go again.
And at the same time, if SSG wins this game, it will only have ever been a first series, and there will be no second series. And not just that, it'll be a
play recharge to end it all.
Sweep from the side of Space Station Gaming to potentially put the punctuation mark on not only their year of wins, but also of heartbreak for Optic Gaming.
And the stats haven't lied. The stats haven't lied. When it comes to the game types, when it comes to the records, when it comes to the success of who has managed to take those game types away, this was the run from both teams to get here. Remember, Space Station knocked Optic Gaming down in that winners final.
Station like won their opponents, clearly.
3-1 victory. Then Optic had to run through FaceLand to get here, to find themselves in this
The
fight.
fact they had to run through FaceLand, fucking tough enough for them. And they had to come straight over to fucking SSG again. Which they versed a game before.
That conversation feel like it was? Because now, the conversation is if Space Station Gaming win this next game, they're champs.
Stats from the entire grand final so far. Somehow, we are in a game 7, despite Optic Gaming's opening. A few players that are jumping out, of course, Formal at a 1.27, Legend at a 1.21 so far.
I want one.
But none of those stats matter to any of the players on the stage right now. All they're going to care about is the final score of your game 7 Slayer, because it will determine if we strap in for another few hours here this evening, or if SSG steals the series and the World Championship trophy out from underneath Optic Gaming in just one series.
The money as well if they're offering it.
Away to grab a drink,
not even for a mil.
Or get a snack.
Well, it'd be 500k. Winners.
Gaming takes a quick breather off the stage. We've
because
seen this before, by the way. We'll talk
that
about
mil is split between the top
Somehow we now find ourselves
12 teams.
3-3, and one final game to decide if we continue playing or if SSG are your world champions.
Happily take 500. Oh, 100. Yeah, it'd be 100k. One to the
side of the stage right now, and even a fan of either of these teams here in Seattle. If you're a Space
It's
Station
10k, they can offer me
after
that. They'll
3
take
games, I doubt many people were smiling. And now, fast forward an hour or so, you're probably thinking this is it. There's no way we could lose this. For Optic fans, they're probably thinking this is the run we needed. This is what we believed we were going to see from this team. And now, you're thinking surely, not again. Not a second place once more. But as the players step away, as the team step away, and Optic stepped away, we have seen that conversation before. We have seen these moments before. When Lucid, Formal, will be speaking to Trippy in Dead Zone, and they will be speaking back in response and saying exactly what they need to do in order to reset mentally, in order to remember it's one more game of Halo. And this thing is not over yet.
Fire though.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line.
Free.
This game
Either Space Station take win, or they take this and restart the bracket.
Trophy, but those hundreds of thousands as well.
I'm fine with either way, but I really want Optic to break this second-hand curse.
Send us the distance, but they have now been against a grueling gauntlet of losses, 3 straight. And not just that, but up against unbelievable aggression and playmaking coming in from so many players on the SSG side as we load in. And man, it is wild to think that we somehow ended up here in a game 7. And the question is, can Optic Gaming dig deep? Can they find the resilience, the strength, and the heart to still take this series that they once led 3-0?
Well, here we go then, Seattle. This could be the final game of the Halo World Championships, the final game of the season. If Space Station Gaming can win it, they will complete the reverse sweep and be your champions, or will Optic still have something to say about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're underway in a game 7 in the grand final. You don't always get one of these, they only come along a few times.
This game I might be a lot more silent due to the fact that I'm clenching my butt cheeks for them.
To get the opening kill.
No objectives to worry about.
That may be a lie, I may not.
It's all about the kills.
See how I feel.
It's all about your shots. And it's all about control of things like the camo. Trippy gets the first one here, and a slender lead is in the hands of Optic.
Unsurprisingly,
those chants are going right now in the chat.
Slow-paced, methodical Slayer here between these teams. When it blows open, it'll get a little wild. 3 dead for Optic Gaming, tied 4-4 off the opening.
Camo not too effective on the side of Optic. Legend and the rest of Space Station baits it in beautifully, managed to turn it into a trade instead of anything more damaging for them. A complete split across the map, with Optic Gaming owning the pipes and gold area. Blue and Elevator belong to Space Station Gaming, but SSG want to make the play. They're trying to push forward. They want to be aggressive.
Really nice job there with a double long haul push. That was not easy. It's a very good push. They're going to continue here at gold.
Damage is coming in as well. You can see the Legend is waiting for Eco and Stella to play off of it. And Eco Doesn't need to be asked twice. 2 no shields.
Oh boy.
Not for him, but it's going to be 2 kills, 3
2 of them
kills,
pushed
4
up and they were
kills
both weak.
for SSG as they flush.
Oh, let's SSG take the 2 kills off there. Yeah, the what? 4 point advantage.
Batteries and into the pipes. As a result, they're easily able to push it deep into pipes and get all 4 kills. And even though we saw a small lead for Optic early on, Space Station gets 4 unanswered. They lead 9-5. They also earn the shock rifle as a reward.
And it's a full shock rifle as well, and Optic will have
Yeah.
to show.
I was lining up.
Because the camo is up in a second's time as well. Trippy pokes, and Stella folds him up.
11-6 off the opening.
He'll push through the pipes, isn't he?
What a start here from SSG somehow. Stellar also manages to stay alive. We'll see if he can do so on glass, eventually taken down by Dead Zone. We'll see what Eco can do for pipes.
Really big moments here for Optic though. They pick up the kills. Eco's last alive. Trying to retreat back to his teammates, but he won't be allowed to get away. Trippy gets the camo. And the Optic fans start to believe once more. The green wall chart starts as Optic with this camo
Is pushing into a fucking 3v1.
to tie this game up.
Oh my goodness, I think we were all
they're
tripping
alive.
in that moment. As the nades come into Whirlpool, he somehow stays alive with the camo.
Trippy keeps his teammate alive, but then he whiffs.
That's
He whiffs,
unfortunate.
it connects with nothing. And Stella and
No
Eco
connection
come out
on
of
that melee.
situation with 2 kills. Optic find themselves 3 dead. And SSG keep this 4-kill advantage, make it 5.
Oh my goodness. I'm just, once again, the camo not as effective as Optic Gaming needed it to be. SSG now leading here by 5 once again off a great shot from Stellar. Let's get into a listening here with SSG.
Get out of there, Bound. You want to get out of there? You want to get out of there? Now's a good time. Now's a good time. You sit there, Bound. One glass, one trippy corner. Yeah, there's one guy who's one shot, Bound. I can't really watch you.
Maybe in the corner. I'm sitting here.
I don't have any cross. Get bottom mid, one guy. Watch out. Bottom BR, kill me. Bottom BR, kill me. Triple stack, bottom tower. He's bottom A, he went bottom A, Bound. He's bottom A.
Down to the wire now. It really fucking is. One difference now. Not looking for this at all in the slightest. A shot, but a fresh shock rifle.
Have a shock. Watching C plat, right?
Okay, come on. We got it.
Just got it.
We should pull it in, maybe.
Back to a 4-point differential.
Try to ego this. I'm
down in a second. Watch the bats.
Optic need to gain the lead and then slow their play down. Let SSG come to them. Not give them the push they want.
At some point during this series, we felt like Stella was going to have an influence. He's 5-1 in this game 7.
Oh wait, what?
Ooh, and it looks like out of nowhere we do see a game end there. Have to see exactly what might have happened for
lost an Optic member.
An issue on the stage. So we'll have to see exactly where the score was as well. But as you said, Stellar off to a 5-1 lead in that game, which also just trying to eagle eye camo, and you had a feeling from his POV that he was about to eagle eye him going trippy spot. We'll of course get word on exactly what's going to happen here on the main stage, but SSG with an unbelievable start in the game.
The strange part of me is thinking, hey, maybe if Optic win this one, will there be some conversation about game restarts after what we had in this?
I wonder.
You never know. No, we'll have to wait and see. All fun and games, of course.
21-16 is where the game ended. We'll have to, of course, get confirmation on where that technical issue did come in the game. We will update you as soon as possible, but I'm hearing it's 20-16 in the favor of SSG. 8 minutes left in the game, so a 4-kill advantage for them.
Still so much to play for here.
I don't know why I went on what happened, like whether they DC'd or what.
At this point is just not only one round of slays, but specifically how early it is in the game. Very, very important. And it goes without saying, but anyone's game here.
One opening strategy. If Optic win it, you got a tie game. And off the back of that, they might be able to just move around the map, get that shot, get that camo, and make this series a little bit more interesting. I don't know about you, I just got a feeling we might have some more Halo to play.
Hey, sign me up. I am ready for a long evening of more Halo on our screens. SSG has something else in mind, as they would love to end it here, hoist a trophy, and maybe get to dinner before these restaurants in downtown Seattle close, but hey, for me, I'm just fine with an Uber Eats play much later on because I would love to see a few more hours and a second best of 7.
I'm going to do both, but I'm going to restaurant and Uber.
I just got to go to the gym. Remember that sign again. And just as if this series didn't need a little bit more waiting for its conclusion, we now have to be patient here as we get back into our game number 7.
Excellent.
It's already been one for the history books, not just today, but this entire weekend of Halo World Championship Halo. The Green Wall in strength, in numbers. It feels like wherever we go in the world, there are fans of the Green Wall, and of course, as you see, also more and more SSG fans in the building as well.
Certainly is indeed, and it's been an amazing season so far. Some of the best series of Halo we've seen in what feels like, you know, every single season, every event seems to just evolve, and we're like, there's no way that could happen again. Like, that was the best series we're going to see in quite some time. That was one of the best moments we're going to see in quite some time. And then we get to the next stop, and it just seems like the level just keeps being raised and raised to the point where it's like, how can we get any better? Like, how can these players get any better? But we'll have to wait and see next season. Of course, with the announcement that we will be back next season, the Halo Championship Series will keep going. If that bar continues to be raised.
Not happening.
Some incredible announcements, of course, before
happening
the grand
at
final.
So, yeah, just in case you missed it, make sure you head to the Halo Twitter, to the HCS Twitter. You're not going to want to miss it, but we'll talk about those later because there's one more thing to talk about, at least in this first best of 7. We are going to resume here game number 7, Recharge Slayer, to determine how the rest of the night will go.
399 days until Optic's last victory. Can they send us to a second best of 7 here? All SSG call themselves world champions. SSG get the shroud down early, get the camo, but Bound has no shields. Can he escape from here?
Somehow he does it.
Shroud slippery.
Somehow, and also baits out the kill on Trippy. Stellar has his back.
That was kind of nutty and very ballsy of a play.
For SSG, at the 21 mark, they get away with the camo.
Stellar finds another one as well, and Bound now can go hunting. Does get spotted momentarily. A little bit of a tap on the shoulder thanks to the bandit bullet. Ooh. Well, he's just collecting information. Look at this, they're setting up a big push coming in here. Deadzone has no idea of Bound's position, even though he puts great damage in. Bound stays alive, but Formal now comes to life. He finds 2. Eco will exchange those kills, and we are back to a situation where it's a 4-kill advantage still for SSG.
Completely even here, as you say, off of the kills that followed from the restart. Now 24-20 in favor of SSG. They're going to be happy with that so far, but you know they want to make sure they can pull away even further here. Deadzone just holding the angle on pipes.
Big moments here. SSG do not have the shot. Deadzone, who we've been talking about as being one of the standout players for Optic Gaming so far this tournament, has a chance to make a play.
That was the shot you needed to make.
For quite some time. This time, can only clip the wall, does not clip the wings.
And what a grand final it's been from Deadzone. You saw the numbers he was putting up. Let's not forget. In some of those games, he was going 21 and 10. We'll get some chain damage there. But unsurprisingly, the SSG members will retreat. And even though there's 6:15 left on the clock, they're going to be very happy to play this advantage and bait out the shock ammo. Camo coming up in 10, of course.
PlayStation more than happy to play this, as you say, bait out the shock ammo. Wait for that camo to come up and then make their play off the back of it. Deadzone might have an opportunity to hit a shot, but Stellar is going to make this a little bit more awkward. He makes the push. He gets the kill, but Deadzone will answer back. Stellar runs away, and I think he might have just created enough space for SSG to grab this camo, and yes, indeed, it's Eco who has it.
He was also trying to eagle-eye that. Ooh, boy, lots of team shots coming in from that ledge. 1v1 here, Trippy versus Eco.
Oh, we got the kill!
Does it trade? And he shuts down camo. How important has that been all series long? With how closely as these teams are matched, it comes down
and he managed to stay Formal out of that as well. And he gets away.
Comes in 2 dead. And somehow, some way, it's
a legend. Kind of a big play.
What a massive moment that is.
That is massive. 1 point difference.
Off the back of the Trippy play,
Hide.
Kill away from tying this up, and Lucian has done exactly that. He's 27 and 27.
Oh my word, 4 kills straight for Optic Gaming. And they tie the game off of an unbelievable series of plays. And Trippy just pulling out all the stops.
kind of what you want to see.
Here he is, game 7 trip. Bound gets the kill though.
Gets a trade. Gets a trade.
Optic find themselves 3
Points
dead.
down.
All the hard work they just did in the last 30 to 40 seconds is SSG, who still have an advantage here. It's only the 2 kills. Stella's not going to make it more. Deto's going to back him down.
Nades will not catch. Stellar knows he needs to get out of there. Had a chance of being in a 1v2 in pipes. And as you say, despite all the great efforts of Optic Gaming, oh boy, this is a dangerous one. Somehow the Nades
Oh, it did.
catch either Lucid or Dead Zone. Enough to take them down. Heavy team shots coming in from Gold and Pipes from all of Optic Gaming. And at this point, we also have to remind everyone there's only 4 minutes on the game clock. We may not see this game go to 50.
And as we were a few moments ago, we have the same position on the map, we have the same setup, and we have the camo, which is going to be the point of contention. But SSG again make the play just beforehand.
Bounty goes covering it with a shroud.
A 3-kill advantage here in Stella.
Goes
the shot
flag.
once more.
Perfect. They're right there.
He's going to get it. He's going to get away with it as well.
Life is not looking like it. Nope. Ammo is
Legend's
burned.
going to move in to clean up some of this damage. 1 kill for Legend, 2 kills for Legend, and with that it's a 4-kill advantage once again for SSG.
And he keeps holding forward as well. He's not done yet. He's going to keep just poking and prodding and at least getting info. And somehow stays alive as well.
How is he alive?
One more bullet and he was
Death
gone.
for me.
But he times it perfectly.
Easily a death
Just
for
the
me.
right time. Stella still with the shot. SSG was still a 3-kill advantage here.
I'm not that.
As Stella now relocates himself towards the turbine, away from that battle edge angle to try and catch some Optic Gaming members off guard.
Oh!
Ouch!
And it's shots like that that are going to continue to increase the gap. 37-33. Once again, it's a 4-kill lead for SSG in the home stretch. Only 3 minutes left now.
3 minutes left. Optic need to up the pace at some point, but they know they can't afford to trade kills out. They can't afford to lose a team fight. Legend will find one as well. Lucid trades it out. Trippy is trying to poke, trying to prod, trying to be the aggressor for his team. But time is the factor. Stella takes one to the grave. Gonna slide in to try and finish off Trippy as well, and maybe if he gets this kill, he might be thinking about finishing off Optic as well.
The other side of that
Doesn't
pillar
get the kill
though.
on Trippy though. However, a lot of kills come in the feed. Legend and Bound also teaming up for additional kills. That brings them now to a
6-point difference, 7-point difference.
Killing spree for Stella. At some point,
It's looking like the SSG are taking this.
he was gonna come to life, and this is
I have been right there, James.
How about Stellar 9 and 2 in the reset? They're now up by 9 kills. Only 6 to go. Make it
Yeah, it's looking like it.
My question coming into this grand finals was,
It's looking like an SSG win, boys.
look at the end of it. Will it be paved with bricks from the green wall?
Yeah, nope, SSG have won that. There it is. One more. It's gonna be on Matt. It's on Matt. SSG won. I'm happy with the result, but gutted at the same time. That in place curse still stands in place.
And of all the ways to do it, a full reverse sweep in the most dominant fashion, 4 games straight, unanswered, to take down Optic Gaming and secure
These are the boys.
your 2024 Halo World Championship title.
An incredible display of skill, heart, determination, and of course, incredible dedication and ability.
Every time.
Seattle, give it up for your Halo World Champions, Space Station Gaming!
And how about Legend? The first to raise the trophy. What a year he's had. What a statement, not just for Europe, but for aspiring players everywhere. To now lift this trophy alongside this team. They bookend the year with not just wins, but 4 major wins total, only dropping 1 event. And of course, most importantly, your 2024 Halo World Championship trophy.
It's a second Halo World Championship moment for Eco and Stella, but a first for Bound.
Well, that is going to do it for the stream, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. you guys. See ya. Oh, looks so good. Huh? Bitter team.